up, Woodward? We are starting off your day with a brand new crew. Meet Broder.
I can't control my arms sometimes. My limbs are just kind of flying.
Detroit Kool-Aid.
Y'all got Kool-Aid.
Check. Mic check.
But with the Wake Up Woodward crew, he's actually a part of the
Oh, he's here.
Flannel Sam.
Ask me about my
Check.
Okay.
Along with JB and KG. Wake Up Woodward gets you all of your Detroit sports talk. Every morning, 8 to 10 a.m. Live on Woodward Sports. A show for Detroit, by Detroit, with people from Detroit. Tell Siri to set an alarm. Because it's
Mic's
time
on,
to
mic's on.
wake up.
Oh, shoot.
What up?
Yo!
What up, though, people? It is Wake Up Woodward, and we appreciate you all for choosing to kick off this Victory Friday with the WUW Crew. UofM, as you can see, all of the Michigan stuff that we got on. Yes, we got it all on. And we got to have the visor up here for our brother Flannel Sam. All right, listen, he is happy with the victory. He needs a day of rest. Shout out to you, Flannel Sam, Sam Reynolds, the Vet of the Squad, Vet of the Network. I think we got the rest of the WUW Crew in the building with us, and it's going to be a big day as we talk more March Madness, as we talk the Detroit Lions and a couple signings, Michigan State, and we got to preview the Detroit Pistons, who have a couple handle your business games before we come back to see you guys on Monday. But chat family, as always, you guys are the most important part of the WUW Crew production, so go on ahead and smash that like button to support the WUW Crew. But as March Madness would say, you know what you got to do? You survive and you advance, and that's what Michigan did against UC San Diego, who many people said, listen, you can't brush them off. Willie B was adamant yesterday about that, and we're going to talk about it, man. It's your boy Brandon Dan, a.k.a. Detroit Kool-Aid, your credential Pistons reporter and writer for the network. We got that dude, Justin, up here. You know what? He was like, look, Kool-Aid, you know I got college sports on lock, and you know what, man? So far, your assessments have been on point. And I'm glad to see you stepping into the type of a role. What up, though, that dude, Justin?
First of all, thank you, chat family, for putting me in this position. I appreciate it so much. And KG, he did give me the spot this morning, and I appreciate it a lot. KG's like my older brother, man. He like straight up, always looking out for me. Same with JB over there. I gotta give him credit. Always looking out for me. But hey, survive and advance, and that's exactly what Michigan did yesterday. They had a 15-point lead going into the second half, and they started doing what Michigan does. They started turning over the basketball, taking bad shots. And my biggest gripe is the guards were continuously getting to the rack and throughout the entire game, and they went away from that. And where the ball continued to play through Danny Wolf and Vlad Golden, I think it should have started to be played through Trey Donaldson, LJ Kaysen, Roddy Gale. Like, they were getting to the basket. Roddy Gale played a great game. And I just think that the game plan didn't change at all. We continued to switch on that ball screen where we had Danny Wolf on McGahee, and McGahee was just ripping him to shreds. He was shooting threes over a 7-footer. At what point do you start hedging that ball screen and keeping Reuben Jones, your best defender, on McGahee? And then that was where I felt like we mishandled the game, but at the end of the day, it's survive and advance, and we survived, and we are advancing.
Yeah, definitely survive and advance. And one thing that I did like about the Michigan Wolverines' victory is when things got close and they lost that lead briefly, I saw the team do something a little bit different, and they did go a little bit back to what worked for them early in the first half, as well as this, though. They were rebounding like some mofos.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There were a couple. There were some rebounds. I'm like, okay, because if not, we might be singing a different tune this morning, because there was a couple second chance opportunities that helped put them ahead for good against UC San Diego. And so it's like, for some of the things that we want to see them do better at, cleaning up the turnovers, and honestly figuring out your man defense, because that's what's going to put you in good position. That's what they were doing at the end of the game, man defense, and they were able to snatch a couple rebounds as well. You got those 7-footers you can rely on. And you want to see the physicality stay up. But I was excited about the fact that at the end of that game, when it was winning time, they did pull out all of the stops, and that is a hallmark of Dusty May during this time.
Yeah, and it 100% is. And the guy who's continuously been our player who's came through in the clutch has been Trey Donaldson.
Trey.
Yes, he
Trey
played an
Donaldson.
excellent game.
I've been texting Trey to the group chat for a week now.
Yeah,
2
bro.
weeks.
He played the game that I asked him to play yesterday. Go get your offense within the flow of the game, but focus on playmaking. But I told you this team needed his offense now more than ever, and he came through in a lot of big spots in this game. Shout out to him, man, for going out there and doing what needed to be done, especially when you weren't going to keep feeding Vlad Golden, who was killing them down low the whole game. I didn't understand that.
Oh, make a free throw. That is from Ermanni. Yes! Oh, my word. They were 11 of 20. These are the things that will absolutely get you beat.
Yeah.
You don't need to beat yourself in those ways. That's the thing. It's like, look, you can see the talent's there. Last night, a lot of this team's talent helped them be able to survive. But as you go deeper into the March Madness, we know that if you start to beat yourself with turnovers, with missed free throws, poor boxing out, poor execution on man-to-man defense and zone, you're going to see yourself not just get beat, but go home pretty embarrassingly.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. And one thing that I did love that KG said was facilitating our offense through Trey in a fluent way. And the fact that he wasn't trying to take too many contested shots. All his threes were open threes, even if they were off the dribble, off screens. He did a really nice job of facilitating and getting the ball into the post. But I am going to pull a Neil Rule here. I need more from Vlad Golden. I need more. I need better rebounding. I need a more physical presence down low. Vlad, you can't be one of the softest guys on the floor when you're 7 feet tall. I'm sorry to say, I don't want to be that critical.
You want double-doubles.
I want double-doubles. You are the tallest guy on the floor. I don't have a guy in their starting lineup that is above 6'8". You got blocked in one of the most important points of the game on that dunk. You are 7'2". Take that thing up and slam it on that defender. And then I need more from Danny Wolf. Danny Wolf was regarded as one of the best transfers in the country, and I need more.
Only
if
2
you
assists
want,
on the night.
If you want this team to go far in March Madness, you saw the way he had that impact for Yale last year. He would take over games. I can't have 6 or plus turnovers from you. I can't have 2 assists. I need better shooting. I need better defense. You got fried yesterday by McGahee. Every single time you switched on, you got fried. I need more. You are the Twin Towers. You are the 7-footers. You are the advantage that no other team has in the entire country. You two have to play well. You are needed to, if you are going to beat Texas A&M tomorrow, a prolific offensive rebounding team who runs the floor and plays physical. You two are going to be the X factors. And it's not like this San Diego game where Trey Donaldson was the X factor and he played well and he won you that game. You two will be the X factors. We will need to control the paint, and it will come from you two.
What boy that dude Justin turning up the heat, bro, on Mr. Danny Wolf, just like them step backs. Oh my gosh, he couldn't defend any of those, man.
Yeah,
and that's where you're right. When you're talking about your best players, your tallest players, it's good to see that Danny Wolf had the 11 rebounds, and Golden at least was second on the team in rebounds with 7, but Trey Donaldson was right there as well with 7 rebounds. You want to see these guys go out there in every single game of this tournament, come away with 10 rebounds apiece. You want to see these guys, especially Danny Wolf, with how versatile as he is, and how much he's going to have the rock in his hands. That's a guy that needs to be flirting with a triple-double every single game, double-double minimum, period. It can't be the aspect of 9 and 11 and 2 assists.
Right.
I expect, look, sometimes I can understand in a college game, 9 points, the shot might not be there, but I would expect to go and see across the stat that you're gonna be stacking, having this entire stat sheet filled, stuffing this entire thing. And that's where you look at it and it's kind of marginal. A couple blocks, a steal, 2 assists, but you need a lot more, as you said. Now, and that's the fire, that's the motivation that I'm hoping goodness gracious, Dusty May is able to light underneath this team. That's what we saw in the Big Ten tournament. And that's why I said at least down the stretch, I saw a little bit more of that fire that you're hoping that is there more consistently, because that second half, they almost cost themselves. When that lead went away, I know every single Michigan fan out there was like, oh, crap.
It's clinching up.
Yep, I was about to say.
It's clinching up, man.
Shout out to workaholics. What do they call it?
Right.
Type butthole. It's not our workaholics.
Right.
But what up, though, KG?
Nah, man, it was definitely stressful, and we knew this game could get like this. And what surprised me the most is that, I was told that UC San Diego was this great 3-point shooting team, and they did shoot the three fairly well, but they was really killing us from the inside for a majority of this game, and that's what really threw me off guard. And then you add to the fact that, once again, Vlad Golden, he was killing down low a majority of the night. They kind of went away from it, got to shooting bad shots. They didn't, execute at the foul line, and just the turnovers, man. I think that's the biggest problem with this team, and that's something that we have screamed all season long.
14-8 in this game.
You got to stop the turnovers, bro. If you stop the turnovers, you probably don't even lose this lead, bro. But you got to get that together.
San Diego had 15 points off of Michigan, off of 14 Michigan turnovers.
And a lot of teams going to take advantage of that. I'm saying
definitely
that's your fatal flaw. You got to get past that somehow.
I'm telling you that this stat sheet's wrong, too. There's no way that Danny Wolf had only 3 turnovers.
It didn't seem like that.
I watched the same game as the entire country, and I know for a fact that there was more than 3 turnovers in that game.
And the other thing they got to watch as well, because the three-point line, I actually thought that they ran their players off the three-point line better than I had seen them do in recent weeks.
Yeah.
But the issue is you did give up 10 offensive rebounds. So even though you out-rebounded them, giving up 10 offensive rebounds to a team that you know can hit that second shot, that is a danger. Are we talking about going deeper into the tournament rounds where your teams are going to be even better coached? These are going to be teams that are going to be more equipped to take advantage of those types of opportunities. So you're giving them turnovers, and you're also giving them second chance opportunities on the offensive rebound side. That's where you're going to be absolutely now not just fighting a good team, but fighting yourself as well. And that's where you want to see these guys go out there and dominate. Absolutely dominate, and that's the part that I think has been such a head scratcher when you got these kind of twin 7-footers, and with one of them having what some people thought, hey, this is going to get this guy drafted in the first round.
Yeah.
Remember in the beginning of the season, it was like, okay, second round Danny Wolf. He had a nice stretch over months, and this guy was like, he's going to go in the first round. Pistons aren't going to get him.
Right.
It was a good dream. Now it's back to a situation over the last kind of week or two where you're wondering, like, which Danny Wolf is this? Is it the second round one or the first round one? We need the guy that was going out there and filling the entire stat sheet and dominating the game from an offensive standpoint, but it was efficient. The guy was hitting shots. He was 1 dribble, 2 dribble, making the pass, 1 dribble, 2 dribble, back to the basket type stuff. And it's like, get back to that and be direct with it. And so I feel you're fired, man. You fired up there.
Yeah, the last thing, I'm seeing stuff in the chat that, why are you so mad? I mean, they won, and yeah, they won, but, they beat a 12 seed.
But come on now.
They were up by 15 points. I mean, I have a right to
They lost the lead in, about 3 minutes?
Yeah,
2 minutes left?
bro.
They were on the ropes for a majority of that last 5 minutes, and they overcame it, but out-rebounding a team by 2 that you have a clear size advantage over is not good enough. The turnovers are not good enough. Like, we're talking about a team that if they play like that are going to get eliminated by Texas A&M next week.
Yeah, and I think
in 2 days.
I think that you're starting to see why people, although we had an amazing season, I think that you're starting to see why people said that this team isn't necessarily ready just yet. They don't appear to be there just yet. Danny Wolf, for as great as he is, he's not a polished player completely. There's a lot of things that he does well, but at times, he can get a little lazy in terms of, just trying to distribute the ball. He's not aggressive enough at times, and when the shot's not falling, it's not a lot other, there's not a whole bunch of things that he does very well other than that. Vlad Golden, his defense he's not really a defensive center. You would like to see him be more aggressive in the low post and, try and go out, get more blocks, get more rebounds, but he just doesn't seem to be that guy.
Got to be something that he's just
It don't seem like he's that. Yeah, they really need a good defensive big. If they had a really good defensive big, this team would be a lot better.
And what we got to really talk about right now, because the fact that they're in the middle of a turnaround run, and this is something I'm hoping Dusty May, from a program building standpoint, fixes obviously in this next kind of off season for them. But right now, what does Danny Wolf do to be better right now? Because I kind of agree. Sandman in the chat is saying, I think because teams have tape on Danny Wolf, he is figured out.
Yeah,
and
maybe.
That's because you think about it. You guys are talking about the polish that you want to see out of him. See him play a little bit tighter and not as many, situations where he's having the turnovers and such, and you want to see him play direct and decisive. When teams are forcing you into your weak spots, that's when you see a player like him start to show up like that sometimes. And that's where you do kind of wonder what Dusty May can do. But I do wonder from you guys as well, what do you think gets, Danny Wolf back kind of on the right side of this thing?
I think it's the same thing that makes Trey Donaldson play well. It's the fact that I think Trey, Danny, and Vlad all need to play within the system. They need to get their offense through the system. They need to move the ball. When the ball starts to stick and they're starting to play a lot of 1v1 ball, that's when they start to struggle. They start forcing threes. They did stop going to the paint. But when they run the Dusty May offense and they go to the paint and they kick the ball out like they're supposed to, how Dusty May preaches, either go to the rack or shoot an open three, they are so elite. And when did you see Danny Wolf catch pick and pop and shoot a three?
You didn't.
You didn't. That's the baseline of his offense. And I just think that we've gotten away, even if the tape is out there, we've gotten away from the team ball that makes you so hard to guard when you have 2 7-footers that moves the defense all around. And you didn't really take advantage of UC San Diego's switching. They were switching everything. And the fact that you weren't trying to switch smaller defenders on Vlad and Danny all night and taking it to the post and going up strong proves that they need to play better.
And you know what? I know we're going to talk about them for another segment, and I'm looking forward to it because we got to talk about their matchup this Saturday as well. But I would love to see them run a lot more like Trey Donaldson, Danny Wolf sets. And I don't know why they don't do that. Like, is there some reason why Dusty May doesn't walk down that road, especially right now when you're talking about needing potentially some new wrinkles in your half-court offensive sets? Full court, I like what they're doing, especially when Trey got the ball in his hands.
Right.
That dude is a blur up the court. But I'm wondering why they don't explore that more. You're talking about the pick and the pops, maybe even Trey Donaldson. If he is a type of player that can attract that type of gravity, the drive and the dish even to the outside to get your shooters a little bit better looks, or even the pump fake and the drive.
Yeah.
I have no idea why they don't go down that route more.
I mean, they could explore it. The only thing with that is you'll have to kick Vlad Golden out to the wing, and I need him to be there for the rebound. Yeah. That's his biggest issue. I would like to see them maybe, force feed him a little more on the inside because it's effective. It works. He can get to the line, and he can make foul shots. He's not the best, but he can make a decent amount of foul shots. I would like to see them utilize that a little more. Maybe, draw opposing defenses in, and then you'll have opportunities to shoot out on the perimeter. But I don't know, man, because at this point, there's not much fixing you can do at this point. Either, Vlad and Danny Wolf are going to be those guys and carry you, or Michigan is going to fall short because it all rests on them.
But what about your guy, Roddy Gale Jr.? I got to ask you, I see Sam in the chat as well. He said Gale showed up yesterday, and that's a name I've heard from you. As we entered into Big Ten tournament time, you said this is a player that you wanted to see kind of continue on some of the spurts that they had shown previously in the season. And last night had 11 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds, and shot the ball pretty well as well. 4 of 8 from the floor, 1 of 3 from behind the arc.
Yeah, he was a lot better. And this is what you need to see out of Roddy Gale. And to be honest, they just need a source of offense from anywhere else. As you saw Trey Donaldson, he kicked in where he needed to. Shetter went out there, made some shots. But if you can get somebody like a Roddy Gale to also join the party from the bench, I think that goes a long way, because another problem Michigan has is when they go to the bench, the offense can tend to slow up a little bit. And that's something that you don't want to see. You need guys that can go out there and try to get their own shots, and that's what Roddy Gale did.
Yeah, let's get into this next segment because we got a lot to talk about today, man. We got more March Madness to talk about. Both of our teams, Michigan and Michigan State, I believe have good opportunities to move on from this first weekend and make it on to the next region. But, we also got to talk about the Lions. There was a couple of signings that we got to discuss.
Yeah.
And one of them, I think, is one of your godsons, Muhammad. Mm-hmm. I'm actually intrigued by that one.
I'm about to blow my load. I am.
Oh, Lord. You know what, bro? Listen,
I'm blowing my load over role players.
Listen, dog, for me personally, I feel like he's one of those ones that showed us enough that maybe he has a little bit more than even what role player would look like.
Maybe.
Maybe. I can't wait for that segment.
I was blowing my load last night watching the Hunter Dickinson disaster.
Yes.
Hold it.
We'll catch you on the next one.
In the next segment. And you know what?
I don't know why Sam was back in.
We also got the Pistons, too. They got a couple games, so towards the back end of the show, we will definitely talk about the freaking Pistons and what this outlook looks like. Preview these couple games of the weekend, and you know what? Just get another opportunity to glaze that man K Cunningham. Set up the Krispy Kreme factory. JB, let's get to that next break. We gotta say what up though to some friends first.
Gotta say what up to some friends, and shout out everyone in the chat for throwing out super chats as well too. Dante151 sent this right when the show kicked off. He said, Flannel Sam, we tried to warn you about Hunter Dickinson and Kansas, but you didn't listen. That's okay. You still could win that Davenport bet, so there's that. And $2 from Nobody as well too. He said, Kool-Aid and that guy Justin on the desk, great work.
Damn
shout
right.
out to you once again.
Shout out,
man.
Thanks once again for sending in all those super chats. But let me tell you about Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of us here at Woodward Sports. Scan that QR code on screen. Use code word Woodward1000. You can deposit up to $1,000, but all you have to do is place a minimum of a $20 bet. And if it doesn't hit, they'll throw it right back into your account. Think about it. Hey, you could have bet on Hunter Dickinson last night, and guess what? That 20 is right back into your account. No questions asked. I'm telling you. Caesar Sportsbook, the best sportsbook around. Scan that QR code, use code word Woodward1000, and make some money today.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Hey, gotta tell you guys about this Grand Slam. And you know what? You guys see Kavasier Chase on some of the shows, and he was one of those guys that won some passes last year and got to come downtown and party with the entire crew. And it was a great day. And we met a lot of other chat family members there. And so, listen, I'm telling you guys, if you can get your tickets right now, get those tickets. Because Detroit, get ready. Tigers opening day is here on April 4th. Join Woodward Sports for the biggest and best party in the D. The Grand Slam Festival, outdoor tent party at the Detroit Opera House. We're right in the middle of the action. The broadcast is brought to you by Jars Cannabis, Mad Packs, and White Claw. So you guys already know White Claw Flannel is going to make an appearance. And supposedly there's also another alcoholic company that might make its way on. So, yeah, we might have an all mixed up flannel type of day. You guys already know. Man. Spinny said the heavies are going to be down there early. We're going to see if we can get a different type of set. Heavies might be down there to drop by and say what up, though, to the WUW Crew and the chat family as well. Yep. So that's going to be an epic day.
We'll be in the smokers' corner.
It's hey, listen,
that's
where
factual.
the drinks will be
flowing.
flowing.
That's factual.
Me and JB will be in the smokers'
Where the
corner.
smoke clouds will be rising.
Yeah.
I'll be right there, boys. Don't worry.
Hell yeah.
And the party won't stop. The WSN broadcast will go all day long. So don't miss out. Get your tickets today at GrandSlamDetroit.com. Woodward Sports Opening Day. Brought to you by Jars Cannabis, Mad Pack, and White Claw. And what up, though? People, welcome back. It is Wake Up Woodward. Appreciate you, chat fam, for kicking off the day with the WUW Crew. Go ahead and smash that like button to support your crew. And you know what? We haven't done this in a while. we got to satisfy that like button. We got to get it right. It was asking, it was looking at me, and I was like, you know what? We're gonna have to satisfy it, man.
Hey, why not? Let's do it. Let's do it for the people one time. Hey, listen. I know y'all out there hunting some dick right now, but instead of doing that, how about you just glaze on the like button, man? We would really, really appreciate it if you just lubricate that finger a little bit and slide it up and down that screen. Thank you, baby.
Oh man,
Lord,
we should have charged for that one.
Yeah.
I was out there hunting dick.
Some people out here hunting dick, bro. I don't know who. I know I'm not, but
shout out to our brother Flannel Sam. We got the visor on the desk, man. In his steed, he had. Listen, sometimes you just need a rest day, and whenever you get to enjoy, I happen to believe that he was just enjoying that Michigan victory just a little bit too much. Bang bang, bang bang bang. Shout out to Flannel Sam, man. We love you, brother, and also our brother Matthew Broder. But we got to get back into University of Michigan basketball and previewing their game. But I will let you talk. You'll talk first about Hunt Dick.
Hunt Dick, my old friend.
He was short dick last night.
Scoreless second half as a 24-year-old in college. 11 points, 9 rebounds. 36% shooting percentage. I mean, that's an absolute disaster class in the making.
I was told he was the savior of Michigan, though. That's what I was told.
That is what I was told. I was told he was leading them to the Elite Eight. They were.
Do y'all know how good of a prospect he actually is? But just how far away he is from realizing that. That's what makes Hunter Dickinson as a prospect so frustrating, bro.
No, it was the same thing at Michigan, too. He would never evolve. He just stands in the paint. Yeah. He's a lot like Vlad Golden. He doesn't rebound well either. He's just 7'2". He's just big, and no one knows how to deal with it. And the best part of it is, Kansas would have won the game if they kept him out of the game.
That's a fact. They
literally went on a 10 to 15-point run when he was out of the game and came back and took the lead. And then they put him right back in the game. And then they lost. It was on brand. I was sitting there standing up. I literally told my dad, Michigan could lose now. I would not even care. Yeah. Because the season's already a success for Michigan. I'm so happy that they just lost right now. Oh my God. I was standing up cheering.
Your text in the group chat was gold saying you would have bet your mortgage on that shit.
Yeah, no, Caesar Sportsbook's lucky. Caesar Sportsbook is lucky. I was going for heads last night. I texted in our Woodward group chat. I can pull up the receipts if you want to call BS on me, but I was like, they're lucky Hunter Dickinson's under on points, under 20, isn't on the sportsbook, because I would have dropped my mortgage on that. Literally I have like a couple $100 in my bank account, broke college kid. But it all would have been on that. All of it would have been on that because I'll stop ranting about the fact that
fuck that.
Long dick. I was like, look, we're gonna have to have Justin talk his talk. Obviously, it was something that. Hey, look at there. JBSmooovv is already cooking up, dog.
Hey, and I can't wait. Flannel taking me out to 2 lunches now. He doubted the Pistons.
Pay up,
so that was easy on the 35+ wins for the Pistons. And then, doubting he was supporting Hunt Dick. I was down Hunt Dick.
Yeah.
And he went down with the dick.
My God.
He went down on the dick.
Lord.
We're getting that free lunch. So,
but the way we kumbaya at the very least is that our squad won. Hey, go blue, man.
Go blue. Yes, exactly. Yes. I love you, Flannel. Hey. I'm glad that you're taking the day off that you need, and you're gonna come back stronger. And I mean that's my dog. It's my co-host on Woodward Wings. Shout out, free promo. Make sure you tune in to that 10 a.m. Saturdays. Yeah. I'm still gonna record this week without Flannel being here. It'll be me and Spenny, so it should be a really fun episode.
Hey, shout out.
Oh yeah.
So shout out for Spenny filling in, but shout out my boy Flannel.
And before we move on to the Michigan, Texas, you have something else?
No, I was just gonna say DNC ENT in the chat. Kansas's first round exit since 2006.
Well, and that's
good job, Hunt Dick.
Yeah, look, before we even get into the Michigan Texas breakdown, I know we got Michigan State on the way, and JBSmooovv is dressed out, decked out appropriately. I wanted to know about some of those other big matchups because we did have some upsets. And you know what? Shout out to the school of Joe Dumars, man. McNeese going in there and knocking
They
off.
destroyed Clemson, bro.
Dog.
I was watching that game at the crib. They were destroying them a majority of the game.
I missed Flannel because I showed up. Because you, Brett, and I were talking out there for a while. Came in here and saw McNeese just going to work,
bro. Clemson got shell shocked. They came out flat. They seemed like they just either wasn't ready or they just really underestimated what McNeese can bring to the table. But
wasn't ready.
Shout out to them, man. And they made a run at the end, but we all knew McNeese wasn't losing this game, bro. Like, they had all the energy, all the momentum, and it was a great game to watch.
They
Shout
just
out
looked
to
like
them.
the better team.
I can't lie. I thought they were gonna choke.
Yeah.
I bet on that. Like when they were down 10, with 4 minutes to go, I got plus 4,000 on the sports book, and I was like, all right, I'll tap in for $5 to win 200.
I feel you.
And I thought they were gonna come back and win the way that they were hitting those threes at the end. I mean,
true.
At least they made it entertaining for the first part of the day.
All
those games were blowouts.
It was an ass whooping.
Come on, bro, just let them play.
Yeah, the score don't indicate how much of an ass whooping it really was. Like, you really didn't feel like McNeese was gonna lose that game.
31-13 after the first half.
Yeah.
JBSmooovv, I know you stay plugged and connected with college as well. He's another one of those ones, man. He loves pro sports, but he's like, man, I love college as well. And you say that you like the element of these guys having even that much more to play for. Hopefully the NIL doesn't mess that up for you. But McNeese State, any other matchups as well that just kind of jumped off, the final score sheet for you?
I mean, McNeese was just funny. Like, as we all have stated before, like, just watching that first half, I was like, this is embarrassing.
Like,
Clemson,
for real.
like, really? You're wasting a bracket spot for a better team that could have been in here that done a better job. And, yes, even though they made it close at the end, I'm telling you right now, the overall state of play of that game was just like, this is embarrassing.
Ass whooping, bro.
Shout out to McNeese, though, man, for advancing and taking care of business. But
They
that
could be
was
a dangerous
embarrassing.
team, bro. I'm telling y'all.
Yeah, they got length. They got a lot of size. They get downhill well. The only issue is they're not a great free throw shooting team, which, I mean, will come back to bite them eventually, but they're moving on. They played a great game. Drake put Missouri in the torture chamber. They completely slowed that game down, played it their style, how they want to play it. Strutzel was dynamic. He was absolutely spectacular. Had some crazy shots. Missouri just didn't have it, like straight up. But I think that's a very common theme with the SEC teams that are very potent offenses but have very lackluster defenses. And that's the case for teams like Missouri. Kentucky is very similar in that regard. And it seems like that formula of not even an average defense in the top 45 in the tournament puts you in a very bad position, because Missouri needed some stops last night, and they were forcing some bad shots, and they couldn't shoot. Like, when you have that bad shooting night, you have to find other ways to win, and they could not play defense, and they couldn't drive the rack well enough. So that made Missouri an easy out. So that game was kind of disappointing, because I really like Missouri.
Yeah.
They have a guy named Caleb Grill on their team. Grill's hot. I love it. Absolutely electric nickname. But he fell short. But there was a lot of blowouts last night.
It was.
Kind of really kept for a kind of like a mixed bag of watching. Like, I was in, I was out, I was doing other things at some point because just the games weren't good. Like, Georgia got absolutely blown out by Gonzaga. Gonzaga looks really scary.
Alabama State first
good.
half was dope against Alabama, but it just kind of fell. Against Auburn, but things just fell apart. They had this one swing where they had opportunity to go up by one, and Maz kept talking about it from. He was like, just 2 free throws and they're up by one, and now they're down 6. And it was just like, dog. And that's March Madness for you, man. A lot of these games, they started off good, and then instantly some of those teams that were higher seeded just took over. And that's the way it's supposed to look in these first rounds. But that's where it makes teams like McNeese, and then even the Michigan UC game, you get those really, really good first round games.
Yeah, and like, I think that when you do go out there and you don't give that team the life that, McNeese got and Drake had the entire game, and you do what Texas A&M did to Yale, really came out, put a physical presence on them, got to the rack, really made it tough for them on the glass. When you do that to an inferior team, you're going to win that game. And that's why you saw Texas A&M win so handily. They won by 9 against Yale. And they really just, Wade Taylor had a good game. Their center, Payne, He's not known for putting up 25 and 10. His average is around 10 points per game, but just because of the weakness that Yale had, they exploited it. And that's where I think Michigan failed to do last night against UC San Diego, is failed to exploit San Diego's size discrepancy, where Texas A&M went out there and they went straight down to the paint every single time trying to make their work there.
And for me personally, just one of the matchups that I always follow, one of those teams whenever they make the tournament, and I just want them to lose everything. I don't care if it's the NIT. I don't care if it's a holiday tournament. I want them to lose and suffer. That's Louisville Cardinals.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Bye-bye forever. From
Good
a Michigan
riddance.
fan, for Trey Burke, forever.
Yeah, good riddance.
Bye-bye. Peyton Sievers never should have been a Piston.
That's a fact.
Like, period.
Yeah, I mean, Creighton was extremely impressive, and that's what happens when you have, that,
tried to tell you,
that
man.
age. Yes, you did. I'll take that. But I'm also 0-5 at the first game of the tournament for the last 5 years. Okay,
Jesus.
There's something about the first game of the tournament that just has my number. It was really impressive though. They have a couple 5 or 6 year seniors. They took over Ashcraft and Kalkenberg down in the post there. And that's a good team. I'm honestly very intrigued to these 1-9 and 1-8 matchups in the next round. I think that these 1 seeds are going to have all they can handle. And I think that St. John's is going to have all that they can handle against Arkansas, too. Arkansas
It's gonna be a good
looked
game.
really good last night. And if they're getting that type of offensive output, that's going to be tough for St. John's. St. John's, well, they were shooting
They
lights
blew out
last
Omaha
night as well.
yesterday.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a great game. I'm excited for this next round. I really am, but obviously we got a whole nother day of round of 64 games that are going to be. This is going to be a better day of games, I think.
Yeah, and I got to ask your opinion, JBSmooovv. You got Michigan moving on, and we want to just preview that matchup really quickly before we get to the Spartan segment as well. And I just want a Spartan fan's perspective on this matchup versus Texas A&M.
Michigan, learn from your mistakes. I'll say that right now. Like you got kind of lucky with this one, and lucky that it didn't go into overtime, and it kind of played out the way you did. But everything that Justin has said as well too. Hey, Golden, you need to rebound. You guys got to stop limiting these turnovers. Otherwise, this is going to kill you in the second round. Like Texas A&M will capitalize off of every single mistake that you will make, and they will make you pay. So just smarten up this next round and play smart. I know Dusty May is going to have to go back and retool some things with these guys, but I'm telling you right now, if you don't fix it, it will hurt you.
Yeah, I think that it's going to be a key is making Wade Taylor uncomfortable. I think that we have good guards where we can make it difficult on him. He's their entire focal point of their offense. We're going to need to have a big game out of Reuben Jones. He had played well last night in terms of defending, but we're not going to be able to do what we did against Danny Wolf on McGahee and not hedge those screens. If you're giving Wade Taylor open looks like that, he's going to make you pay. You're going to have to play good defense. You're going to have to stay vertical in the paint if you're Vlad and Danny Wolf, and you're going to have to control the paint. If you let Texas A&M do what they want to do, which is get out and run and get on the offensive glass, that's going to be a long day for Michigan. You're going to have to control the paint. You're going to have to limit your turnovers. I'm not asking for, 8 turnovers. That's not a realistic goal for this team. I'm asking for 12, 11, 10. Like a very, very average turnover game for any other team. But that would be a good game. If they were able to do that, they're able to be competitive in the rebounding battle. I think that Michigan should win this game. Straight up, clean cut, clear. They have good matchups against Texas A&M. They don't have a lot of size either. Their tallest player is 6'10". So you're going to have to control the paint. You're going to have to take away their biggest strength, which is offensive rebounding. And they should win this game. I will not come down from that point. If they don't win this game, I can promise you this. Vlad Golden or Danny Wolf plays a bad game.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Let's rock. And I want to get into this next matchup preview because it's pretty interesting. You got Michigan State, and they're playing who, JB?
Bryant.
Isn't that
so ironic, too?
Mr. JB, Jeremy Bryant?
Yeah, isn't that so ironic? Bryant, they're playing Bryant. That's what's up. Quick thing before we go to break. Shout out to everyone sending in super chats as well, too. $9.99 from Tyler Roy. He said, "Go green." Right. U of M got lucky. Pistons are making the playoffs.
Okay.
And I bet they win at least 1 to 2 rounds. That OKC game lit that fire for the Pistons. Love y'all. Woodward Sports.
Fire it up, Tyler.
1 to 2 rounds.
All right,
Hey.
Thank you guys for sending in those super chats as well. Obviously, after the first 50, we do initiate a merch giveaway. And beyond that, the next 50, there are other giveaways. And soon, you know what, we're going to have some Pistons tickets in here too, JBSmooovv. But how far away are we today from the first merch giveaway, just so the chat family knows?
We still got a little bit of ways to go. We're at $15 right now. So
Hey, so another 35.
Yeah,
we got
yeah,
the
keep
merch
it moving.
giveaway. Maybe they'll work it out today, like Planet Fitness.
Hey, Planet Fitness, and where else can you go get a fitness workout for a great price and clean gyms? There are 50+ locations around Detroit, and it's fitness that fits your budget. No matter where you are, there's a Planet Fitness close by. There are more than 50 locations in Metro Detroit and thousands more throughout the world. At Planet Fitness, you will experience a squeaky clean gym that has tons of equipment, friendly, knowledgeable staff, and a totally judgment-free atmosphere. Did you know that all Planet Fitness members include fitness training for no extra cost? Well, want all the perks? Upgrade to the PF Black Card and enjoy the use of amenities such as unlimited uses of the Black Card Spa featuring hydro massages, massage chairs, and total body enhancement, and more along with access to over 2,500 worldwide and unlimited guest privileges. For more information or to join today, visit Planet Fitness or www.planetfitness.com.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Listen, I'm not sure who, but somebody let the Tigers get hot.
The Detroit Tigers are locked and loaded for another great summer in Detroit. And it all starts downtown at the biggest home opener party in the city. Join Woodward Sports at Grand Slam Festival as we take over the Detroit Opera House parking lot. A big-ass tent for a big-ass Detroit party. Get your tickets now at GrandSlamFestival.com or follow Woodward Sports on X and IG for your chance to get in for free. Party across from Comerica Park and hear the roar as the Tigers take the field for the first time in 2025. DJs, food trucks, bartenders, live broadcasts, and more. See you for the Tigers' first home game of the season, April 4th at the Grand Slam Festival with Detroit's biggest party animals, Woodward Sports.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Thank you to all the fans for making Woodward Sports your #1 online destination for Detroit sports. We promise not to drop the ball.
Somebody say merge? Head over to woodwardsports.com. Click on that shop tab. We got new designs for you every single week. You know we got the LFG Red Wings t-shirts and hoodies for you right now. They're available. And you can't forget about the Woodward Tigers as well either, because opening day is right around the corner. And you need to be partying with us in some Woodward Sports Tigers gear as well too when you're hitting Comerica Park. So head over to woodwardsports.com. All you got to do is click on that shop tab.
Hey, what up, though, people? Welcome back. It is Wake Up Woodward. It's a victory show for the Go Blue Nation out there. But we got another team who I also believe they're going to wind up having their own victory of sorts as well, and that's Michigan State Spartans. I'll be happy for JB if they win. And we do got our Spartan representative over there. We want to kind of break down this matchup against Bryant. Is there any concern, any worry from you in this first round matchup, JB? Just off rip.
Off rip initially, probably not. As well as you can tell by the spread, it's at like 18.5 right now. But once again, I'm not going to sit here and say that, you know, there's just not going to be any competition out there for the Spartans just because it's the tournament, man.
Guaranteed victory, JB. Fuck that.
Bro, you see the spread. That's why I asked.
I see the
guarantee victory, JB.
Guarantee it.
Y'all trying to make me guarantee.
Put something on it, too.
Do I have to remind you guys what happened in 2016? Middle Tennessee State. Middle Tennessee State.
It's 2025, JB. Guarantee victory, goddammit.
The Spartans will win this game.
There we go. Hey!
My dog, stand on business.
By at least 20. I'm sorry, Bryant. Out of Smithville, Rhode Island. I don't even know where this place is right now, but it sucks that they got to take down a team that has my last name, so it's kind of bad. But there doesn't seem like there could be a way the Spartans could let this one slip. I even know every single person on their starting rotation is at least 6'5" and taller. So that's the thing that Bryant has going for him right now. It's all length right now for them. They do like to run the floor a lot, but they just don't have that same type of elite players that the Spartans have as well, too. So that's probably going to be their downfall. If they want to get into a track meet with Michigan State, it's going to hurt them in the long run.
Because you guys will have the athletic advantage here. You guys,
yes.
Your athletes are next level, top tier, some of the best in all of college all of college athletics, and that's where I believe you guys are just going to work Bryant. You see how Michigan State got out on a break in those games against Michigan, and as they kind of romped their way to the regular season tournament championship, it was their athleticism and their speed. It was like, let alone how that allowed their, in my opinion, their half-court offense to develop throughout the season as well. It was because of that athleticism and that speed, and they continue to just build that chemistry the way that we've seen Izzo teams do throughout the course of his seasons.
Yes, this team is very, very good, and they are very good at running, and that's the thing. I think this is an awful matchup for Bryant. The fact that Bryant is a fast-paced team that loves to get up and down plays right into Michigan State's hands, because you're trying to do what Michigan State is known for, what Tom Izzo is known for coaching. And this team has a lot of athleticism, and I think that athleticism is going to lead to open shots. I think guys like Keon Carr, Jace Richardson, and Akins are due for a big game. I think Akins is going to make a huge difference on defense. I hear Spenny talk about how good of an on-ball defender he is all the time, and I completely agree. He is absolute lockdown. I think when this is where, like, the whole country, I think people are familiar with Jace Richardson, but I think the whole country is about to find out how good this kid actually is. We're talking about a premier recruit who has done the work through that Tom Izzo system where he makes freshmen earn it, and he's now exploded. I think that he's just too dynamic in terms of the way he could score the ball at all three levels for any of these Bryant defenders to guard him. Like, we're talking about, in my opinion, Jace Richardson, one of the best scorers in the tournament. Like, I'm so high on this kid, and I know he's a freshman. And he gets limited reps because he's a freshman, and he doesn't necessarily get the ball as much because this Spartans team is so deep, and it relies on so much from so many people. But he is a dude, and I would not want to see him coming if I was in a tournament game.
Yeah, and I know Bryant has some things that works for them. They can shoot the ball pretty well. But it's just the pace that Michigan State scores at that I believe is going to take them is going to drop their efficiency. They're going to have to defend Michigan State at a level that I believe is going to take their legs from them later in the game and affect what they can do from behind the arc and their shooting percentage, which is better than Michigan State's in this game. That's where I think you're going to see this absolutely turn into a rout, is in the second half. You talk about a track meet, and you're talking about defensively. Can their players stay on the court? Are their players going to be able to stay on the court without foul trouble? You know, as soon as you hit 7 fouls and you get into that first bonus and then 10, I believe Michigan State is going to put so much pressure on Bryant's defense. Even though you got the 6'5" length, I know you mentioned that across the board for their starting five. I think that's actually going to give them a little bit more false sense of security and put them actually in foul trouble. And Michigan State is going to lunch. That speed and athleticism in the second half is going to be, to me, what absolutely takes this game and blows the roof off of it score-wise.
Yeah, JB, real quick, who would you say is the X factor in this game? Because we all expect Jace Richardson to go out there and perform, but if you had to pick somebody else, who would you pick as the X factor?
If I have to pick someone else, it has to be Jeremy Fears. He has to step up. Like I said, it's been like this the whole entire season. You have one good guard. You need someone else to kind of step up and take that secondary role, and it's going to be him. just off of what I've seen these past couple games, like they're kind of gelling. They're getting a lot more together of what they need to do out there on the floor. So it's definitely Jeremy Fears for me. But once again, if he has an off night shooting, you have to transition to someone else.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it, and I'm glad we got a guarantee out of JBSmooovv. What about you, man, for this Michigan game?
For Texas A&M?
Yeah.
Well, I want to say one more thing about this Michigan State game first,
Yes,
if you don't mind. So this is a very new metric. It's called Gordon Palm, and I was explaining this to you yesterday.
Yes. Yep. Go on.
And it's a movement on TikTok, and it's very new. It's a very new age way of looking at college basketball, and to not totally nerd out about it. It's adjusted tempo versus offensive efficiency, and it's graphed. And teams with a lot of pace usually end up winning in March. And in Bryant's case, they're in the out of control section, that they play so sporadic and so fast that it's out of control. It's not efficient enough.
Yeah.
And that's where Michigan State is in more of not the high-end offense like Bryant has, but in more of an efficient offensive category, which is why they should be able to just grind Bryant down all game. And I do not see the pathway to a loss for Michigan State. I just think this team is too focused. Izzo is too focused. I think that they are poised for a deep run this year. I really do. I think that Izzo is going to die trying, and he's going to die successfully getting deep into this tournament.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I agree with you, and that's what I'm looking forward to. I can't wait to see that. Kind of like the last 10 minutes of that second half. If you're a Spartan fan, that's where I think you're going to really, really have some fun in that game, man. Michigan. For Michigan, like I said, this is your X Factor game for Danny Wolf and for Vlad Golden. You need a double-double from both of them. You need to out-rebound Texas A&M, and you need to limit the turnovers. I mean, I know to Trey Donaldson's played Wade Taylor before. He's going to know what he's got to do on offense, on defense. He's going to lead this team. I have no worries about Trey Donaldson.
Yeah.
I have no worries about Namari Burnett. He's going to find his three-point shot. Roddy Gale played one of the best games he's played in the last couple weeks, and he deserves credit for that. And I think that Michigan should win this game. I think they will win this game. And I think that it will be because Dusty May will draw up a great game plan and will have great adjustments, because I think he's going to outcoach Buzz Williams at the end of the day. I have a lot of faith in Dusty May. I think he's an elite coach who's very good in the tournament. He's 5-2 record in the tournament.
Yeah.
It's really impressive, and I think that's going to continue.
I worry about the turnovers, and I worry about Michigan defensively. Defensively, they got to come with it if you want to be able to get past this next round. But the keys are the keys for Michigan. We all know if they limit the turnovers, they can be good. If they lean into the size and be a more physical team that, we've seen at times them be.
Like the last 3 minutes of the San Diego game.
Exactly. Like, they need to lean more into just being the more physical team and attack teams in the low post. I understand you want to, look good on the perimeter, but if you attack teams in the low post with the size that you have, that will create open opportunities on the perimeter for people like Namari Burnett and Trey Donaldson to go out there and make plays. And Trey Donaldson, you have to continue to be that third option for this team, because they need your offense in a major way. If Trey Donaldson goes out there and has a bad game, I don't know if Michigan wins.
No, they won't win if Trey Donaldson has a bad game, but I think that he's playing
games,
consistently, and he's just been that steady force for the Wolverines that I don't see him playing a bad game, especially the way that he's embraced being that guy.
Yeah.
And the way that he, shushed the crowd. Like, Michigan is free-falling at that point last night.
Right.
And he hits that three, huge three, contested, off a screen, and he just turns right to the camera, hits him with the shush. Yeah. That's confidence. That's a tournament player right there, and that's why I think Trey Donaldson will be able to.
I was just about to say, some of those players, they're born during this time,
and
man.
he's in a groove right now.
In a groove, and it goes back to the Big Ten tournament, man.
Yep.
And it's awesome to see, because sometimes you just need one of those players.
Yep.
It's almost like hockey playoffs when you got a hot goalie. When you have a player like a Trey Donaldson that has that type of ability and does not burst under the pressure in these in-game situations, it gives you an opportunity to go out there and win. But to KG's point, to your point earlier in the show as well, Michigan has to go out there and not kill themselves.
Yes.
That's going to be what this comes down to. We've seen Trey consistently do this. So I expect him to do that. But the team has to be able to put him in a position and put the rest of these guys in a position to do what they do well without having to make up for what they've already cost themselves with. You know what I mean? Just play. I believe they have an opportunity to play from ahead this entire game, as long as they're not going out there and leading by 14, 15, 16 turnovers in a game, and their opponent only has 8. That means that not only are you, it's the combination of you guys 2 points. Not only you turning over the ball like Justin's been harping about, but your defense, like you've been talking about, is not doing anything to create turnovers.
Yes.
And in the game of basketball, we've seen Michigan, especially Trey Donaldson, getting out into the break, getting out into the open floor. They actually have some success there. So it's like if you can get out there and have that motor turned up, no matter what's going your way or not, give yourself an opportunity to create some opportunity, some turnover opportunities, some extra opportunities for your own offense, where you don't have to settle into the half court, where Trey Donaldson can use his speed to get to the rim. Those are some things I'm hoping Dusty May is able to coax out of his team in this next round.
I definitely think that they're going to be successful. And I was seeing a lot of comments. A lot of people are doubting Sparty, and I don't think that you should be doubting Sparty.
Yeah, this is going to be a blow.
For real. If they lose this game, there needs to be questions asked.
They're also talking
so
about
many questions asked.
the next couple rounds. And I guess, what do you define as a tournament run? I think that getting to the Sweet 16 for Izzo would be enough to count as a run, but I mean, looking at just getting to the Sweet 16 for them, they have a really easy path.
I gotta say Final Four.
I say Elite Eight. I say Elite Eight, but Sweet 16 at the least. Like that's this team has to get to the Sweet 16.
That's the floor.
JB, what about you, man? What constitutes this year for you? Expectation while we talking about Izzo as a run, Sweet 16, Elite Eight, Final Four, or
it has to be
championship.
well.
Final Four or bust, JB.
I wish it was Final Four. I'm at least hoping for the Elite Eight. I know Auburn is still out there and is a powerhouse right now. Hopefully you guys can move on past Texas A&M and knock them off, and then that makes it easier for us. So I'm hoping that happens. I got one of those happening in my bracket as well too, but I'm at least hoping for Elite Eight right now. Like I said, Tom Izzo has come out and said he feels like this is the best team that he's had in a very long time. And I have to agree with them as well, too. A lot of these 2 freshmen right now that we have, like, he's getting them playing time, which really doesn't happen in the past in his careers at Michigan State. So now it's like he's kind of opening his eyes and his doors to some other talent that he has out there that aren't, sophomores, seniors that are supposed to be out there playing automatically. So I like where he's headed right now. And honestly, the sky's the limit for him, but I'm at least hoping Elite Eight. Yeah,
and I got to ask the Michigan contingent as well for Dusty May. What constitutes a tournament run for him?
Sweet 16.
Sweet 16?
I think if
second weekend.
Yeah, if they get to Sweet 16, I'm more than happy as a fan. Whatever happens after that is house money at that point. But that puts the final stamp on this season just being a great resurgence from where the hell we was in the Juwan Howard era into the Dusty May era. And I think going forward, we will be fine. But Sweet 16 for me, and I'm very pleased.
That's right.
I completely agree. Sweet 16, it's got to be. It would be a fantastic season for Dusty May coming off of the 8-24 season that Juwan Howard led us to. I think that he's setting up an infrastructure for this team for the next couple of years that's going to be very, very, very explosive in the Big Ten, and I'm very excited to see it. One more thing on Michigan State, though. I can't. Their path is just so easy. They have known playoff chokers in Marquette and New Mexico in the next round.
Yeah.
They have in the round after that. They have Iowa State, who is also a known tournament choker, and they have or Ole Miss and North Carolina, 2 teams that are really inconsistent. Like we're talking, if they don't get to the Elite Eight, this is a complete disappointment.
Yeah.
Well, you know what, man? That was so thorough. That I believe is going to be some of the best college breakdowns of our local teams and the matchups ahead and the previews, and everybody kept it real as well about what we want to see these teams do better, at least for Michigan in this tournament, and for Michigan State what we believe we're gonna see going ahead. But now, and I'm gonna tee this up for KG. It's TLB.
Talk Lions, bitch.
Shout out to Hot Mike Matt Broder, man.
Yes.
JBSmooovv, let's say what up to some friends. Let us know. We got to say hi to them. We got to talk about a couple depth signings and one re-signing by the Detroit Lions.
Talking about depth?
Yeah,
Depth?
Well, he
talk
is.
about depth.
Talking about depth.
Big Con 51, yeah, Hunt Dick stayed home today. It's all good. We discussed it in the first segment, bro.
Yeah, Hunt Dick is at home right now. Once again,
that-
shout
that
out to
big
you guys
musket
sending in all these super chats as well too. Got to shout these out before we go to break.
Yes, sir.
I don't know how to pronounce this. Magma. I don't know.
Wait. Yeah, oh, that's a hell of a name, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Maga.
$10 though. He
Smid
said,
Maga.
"Go Blue,
Maga.
Sparty fans, stay hating." I don't know what you're talking about. We're not hating, man. We still got love for you guys. It's just, it was close last night. I'll say that it was close. And $4.99 from Dante151. Is it 8:30 p.m. yet? I want to watch America's Pistons. Pistons are favored by 8.5 from CBS Sports.
Let's go.
Let's go Pistons. Let's go Pistons.
Couple
Hey.
handle your business games, and honestly 3. 2 over the weekend, and then you come back home next Tuesday, and you got another one that you just got to win. 3 wins in a row gets them to 42 on the season, and guaranteed over 500 finish for the season.
Yeah.
Hey, who gonna say what up though?
We gotta say what up to Jars.
Hey.
All right, Woodward sports fans, whether you're hitting the game or just chilling, Jars Cannabis has you covered. Jars is home to Michigan's largest line of recreational cannabis products. 27 locations across the state, 9 alone in Metro Detroit, so there's always one close nearby you. But don't fear, because if you live in Grand Rapids, Madison Heights, or Milan, Michigan, stores are popping up your way very, very soon. If you don't have time to go check them out in store, you can always hit them up online at jarscannabis.com, because you know what? I know you want to get high.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Head to WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
How do you think you won?
This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Bring back Big Z ASAP. Don't let him leave. Cash Dog, don't let him leave.
ASAP.
Goodness. At Lady Jane's, we take the chore out of getting a haircut. Our talented stylist will deliver an industry-leading haircut, a relaxing scalp massage, a hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment.
Hot.
Let me see here.
Steamy.
Yeah.
What else?
Over here. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts fan. It's wicked awesome. What up, people? Welcome back. It is Wake Up Woodward, and we appreciate you guys for choosing to kick off today with the WUW Crew. That dude Justin on desk filling in for Flannel Sam today. So we got the Visor up here representing and rocking for Gold Blue. Big victory. Closer than what some of us might have thought, but you know what? They survived and they advanced. Now, next up on the big stage is Michigan State versus Bryant. And you know what? The conversation, it was real dope. That's your boy Brandon Dan, KD Trey Kool-Aid, your credential pistol reporter, writer for the network. That dude, Justin, We got Kavasier Chase in the building. In the booth, we got Detroit's #1 draft pick, KG in the sounds, and JBSmooovv, Woodward Sports MVP in the TD booth. And we're going to talk about these Detroit Lions because they make another, what I choose to believe is like a culture and a depth signing. And one of those things where we've continued to say this as well, the best ability sometimes for a player is availability. I believe that rings much, much more true for the Detroit Lions, who just went through something historically devastating last year from an injury perspective. So the Detroit Lions do sign Rock Ya-Sin, cornerback. So they get some secondary depth help there, and they bring somebody with some experience. And I know one of the things that you appreciate about them, because it's not one of those signings where, you know, we're necessarily going to, what did Flannel say, blow our wad or blow our load about. But it is a signing where you're like, you know what? I think this is a savvy move by one. I see you cooking up, JB. by Brad Holmes, when you're talking about shoring up what this defense can be back there and making sure that you got the right type of veteran presence is there. And I know that you in particular were also impressed by the fact, the teams he's played for in the NFL. And the type of pedigree defensively we know that they bring in. Last year he did play in 13 games, which is a plus.
Yeah, I think that it's just addressing a big issue that you saw come up for the Lions last year. I mean, the fact that we lost all our DBs and we're starting our bottom of the barrel of our depth chart in playoff games is utterly ridiculous. And I think that the Lions know that this team has a plethora of talent on the defensive side. You just saw it all go down in flames last season. So they're just shoring it up. They're bringing in more guys who they know can play a role that when they need to be played. And I just spent a little bit while we were doing a couple of these segments. I looked up some film on Rock Ya-Sin.
It's physical
corner. Very handsy, very Lions-esque DB. He loves to get in there. He loves to make contact at the line of scrimmage. I think that this is a great signing. It keeps your DB room in that same physical style. I don't think Vildor necessarily fit that physical style that we're going for in our defensive back room. So, I mean, it's a depth piece. It's nice. I'm not going to blow my load over it, but I'm also not going to, talk ish on it because it's a depth piece. You need depth pieces. They're important to keep all your players in the game and to give the rest to the players that are playing, like when Amik needs a breather, Terrion, they're going to need a breather at some point in the game, and you need someone who is reliable there. And that's where I'm just like, all right, let's bring in some more decent players and let's have some good depth.
That's well stated, because that's what jumps off the tape to me, the highlights, the things that we're able to go and research and see who he is, and then just thinking back to the games that he's played against the Detroit Lions as well. What has always stood out? He's physical, and he's one of those guys that underneath the Dan Campbell even more so, I believe he has opportunity with his opportunities to make other teams out there saying, oh, the Detroit Lions played to the whistle and they hit so hard.
Right.
That's the type of physicality that he brings to it. And it was interesting on that one play I saw. We posted at the socials where he just kind of picked up Amon-Ra and flexed him. And I remember that play, and I was like, man, F that dude. And now we got that type of player. And when you talk about in a rotation where we just really need him to be successful in limited snaps, that's where I'm like, hey, you can absolutely go out there with all the physicality in the world and know that you got some of that safety help behind you, some of the best safeties, if not the best safeties in the league behind you. That way you can just go out there and put your absolute aspect of physicality on the line. Some of the ways that we would see Amik Robertson do, and I know different position, but still Ife Melifonwu in the middle of the field as well do. And that's where I'm like, okay, add some more physicality. And I know you had a take as well about this signing, KG.
No, absolutely. Get ready, y'all. I'm finna bust. I'm finna blow. I'm finna blow, bro. Hey, call me what you will.
Hold on. Hey, $29.99 for this one?
Hey, it might have to be, bro.
35?
Premium package.
Oh, you getting paid like Sophie Rain.
Yeah. we name dropping, huh? Oh, okay. I know what you be doing in your spare time. Anyway,
no, she blew up on X this morning. It says she got banned.
Right. Yeah, you just happened to see it.
It's the algorithm, right? That's what they say.
Yeah, you know the algorithm comes from you tapping on shit, right? Anyway.
So last time I give KG my phone.
Listen, y'all can call me Slappy. Y'all can call me whatever y'all want to call me, dog. This is a good move. Now, this isn't a good move from the standpoint that he's a superstar. He's going to get 12 interceptions. He's going to come in and make an immediate impact. It is not that. So, watch yourselves a little bit. But For the position that he's going to come in, he's essentially replacing Emmanuel Mosley. This is the type of player that they wanted in the Emmanuel Mosley spot. We just never got to see Emmanuel Mosley on the field because he's injured. And that's where Lions fans should like a player like this, because he's averaged around 14 games played his whole career. And another thing that you kind of get intrigued by is his pass deflections over his career. Starting from 2019, 5 in one season, 7, 8, 7 again, and over the last 2 seasons he's slowed down a lot. Only 2 pass deflections, but he's somebody that still goes out there. He's a very sticky corner, and he can make plays. Now, he's been primarily a number 2 outside corner for most of his career. I doubt he plays that here. If he does play on the outside, it'll be just in rotation with Terrion or, whenever, what's my man's name? DJ Reed. DJ Reed comes off the field, and there's maybe potential for him to play the nickel spot at this point in his career, but he's somebody that can come in, he's going to play games, and he can go out there, be a sticky man corner, and make plays. And this also tells me, once again, that Kelvin Shepherd, he's going to stick to man-to-man defense. Like, there's not going to be much change. There might be some nuances change, but overall, this is still going to be a man defense team. So I'm looking forward to it. I think this is a good signing.
And I saw Greg in the chat said, what is the size and speed of one Rock Yassin? He is 6 foot, 194 pounds. So he's able to back up the physicality. Yeah. And you could see it on tape as well. So we're not sitting here talking about necessarily some of the limitations. And you know what? He's kind of had that dog mentality to him. When you look at the squads that he's played for, from the 49ers to the Raiders, even to the Ravens, we understand the type of way that their mentality and kind of their philosophy on defense. And so I'm glad that we have that type of person here. And you laid out effectively we can do well. And it seems like he's a guy who not only the physicality that jumps off at the tape, but his ability to kind of not get lost in coverage. Yeah. And that's what you're going to need in these rotations. When we think back to when we have to rely on our depth pieces in the secondary, that's where we start to really shudder. And even going way back before the Brad Holmes era, this has been a problem for the Detroit Lions in the secondary and really any team. That's a fact, that's where I am happy about this one, and it's a strategic one, because you said it right. It's the availability. Yeah. He plays, whereas Emmanuel Mosley didn't play. And so I'm looking forward to getting a player who, in his opportunities and his limited snaps and his roles, or if he has to step up, he's been proven that he can do that.
And the Lions have a type. Like, if you look at all the corners that they've brought in over the last couple years, they like physical corners, and they don't necessarily go for people that are ball hawks, but they would much rather have people that can stay with their receiver in coverage. And the only concern I would have about that is, if you're going to play majority man, once again, you have to have speed coming off the edge, and you need to be able to get to the quarterback quickly. That way your coverage can be more effective.
Dang, Calvin, it looked like you did a lot of research on this.
Yeah, I
Mr.
might have.
Shepherd.
I might have, man.
What up, though, JBSmooovv?
Nothing. I was just going to add, just say, hey, another depth piece signing, even though this is probably not one, as everyone said, you want to blow your load over, or one that Flannel's probably super excited about. But still, it's another depth piece to add to this team that is something that you need, something you can build upon as well, too. I know, KG, you were looking in the chat. Did you see anything about Zadarius Smith?
Wherever y'all getting that information that the Bears are talking to Zadarius Smith, let us know, because I looked over socials. I couldn't find anything.
I could not find anything either.
I mean, if they are talking to Z, that I don't like that. He's being passed around the NFC North, it seems like.
No.
But, no, we do not want Ben Johnson and the Bears to get Zadarius Smith.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all, man. Oh, my goodness, that would be terrible. But, and that's not the only move that they made as well. I want to be able to talk about one of your godsons, El-Kadim Muhammad, edge rusher, and somebody who had to step up in a tough spot. Not just kind of, hey, we lost a person or two on the defensive line.
Right.
But you're talking about stepping up, and now you're playing a pretty important role on this team, sometimes opposite of Big Z. Mm-hmm. And you know what? He was one of the ones that was able to get some pressures. I know as we went in detailed and broke down who this Detroit Lions team could be as we got closer to the playoffs, Muhammad was one of those names that continued to show up amongst your top defensive linemen.
Hey, Flannel Sam turning in his bed right now wherever he is, because we going to continue to glaze the depth pieces. And listen, if you hated Pat O'Connor, you probably hated Muhammad as well, bro. But he is somebody, once again, in the spot that he was thrown in, he went out there and he did all that you wanted him to be able to do. Now, of course, the stats aren't going to jump off the page, but he is a very, very good depth piece. The Lions are in a position now where they're trying to yield a roster, and I think this is really good, bro, because you're going to need some backups behind Hutch. You don't want him to, necessarily come back and just be the immediate, okay, we need to put all, Hutch gets all the attention, coming back into this season. You want to be able to have him, be able to take plays off and bring guys like Al-Qaeda Muhammad in, who exuded a lot of speed off the edge, bro. I thought he was really good in the spots that he was put in last year.
Hey, dope. Hey, let's get into the next segment. We'll talk about it because I know that dude Justin. I also want to get JBSmooovv as well. But hey, Kavasi Chase, man, how you feeling this morning, man? Just overall.
It's Friday. I'm feeling good. I'm ready for the weekend, man.
Holy shit, are you Jesus or something?
You see that the sun is shining
on you, man.
Mike G was just saying something about that. I was talking to the chat, but I'm ready for the weekend, man. We got a taste of the warm weather and the sunshine. We got a little bit of the sunshine peeking in right now. A little chilly. Got that frost on the windshield, but I don't know. Yesterday was the first day of spring. I got my eyes focused on summer, man, and I'm just ready for the warm weather.
That's right, man. Hey, I appreciate that too. That perspective. I see other people in the chat were saying it as well. It's going to be a very good day today, and I can't wait, man. Looking forward to this weekend, and hopefully all of our sports teams give us a lot to celebrate on Monday. What up, though, that dude, Justin?
Red Wings, please win.
Oh,
for the love of God.
Not looking so hot with that.
No,
just please.
I feel you on that one. That was a groan from the depths. I was like, "Are you okay?" And now I get it.
It's been painful. It really has.
I
think that Washington game might have broke me, but
maybe we'll talk about that a little bit during the mailbag segment.
All right, yeah, we can.
Let's rock, man. Hey, who do you want to say what up, though, to? You want us to double
Dr.
up?
Pierce.
You want me to double up at all?
No, you don't have to.
All right,
just Dr. Pierce.
Attention, sports fans. Don't miss out on expert sports injury insights with Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. Join Dr. Pierce every Tuesday on Bake the Energy, every Thursday on Ermanni and Edwards, where he's offering top-notch injury advice. Y'all got to trust the guy that D-Mac trusts. Why? Because Dr. Jeff Pierce is here to keep you in the game and performing at your best. For more information, visit MichiganSportsandSpine.com or call 248-426-9944.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Buddy's Pizza has been serving the original Detroit-style pizza since 1946, and 79 years later, they have 22 locations in the state of Michigan, and fans can still visit where it all began on the corner of 6 Mile and Conant. Sign up for Buddy's Rewards to earn points on every purchase and receive exclusive promotions. Download the Buddy's Pizza mobile app and start earning today. Add some Detroit style to your next meal. Save 10% off your entire order using promo code 10MIL. That is the number 10 MEAL, Buddy'sPizza.com. And we are back. It is Wake Up Woodward Chat family. I'm hoping your day has started off great. I know ours will start off with a lot of energy, fired up to have that dude Justin on the desk. But we're definitely missing our brother Flannel Sam Reynolds, the vet of the squad, the network. We miss you, brother. Go Blue. Just Hunter
Go
Dickinson.
role players.
We've already talked about it. We talked about some depth.
Go role players.
Shout out to Kavasi and Chase in the building. Love our brother Matthew Broder in this elite booth today. We got KG in the sound booth, Detroit's #1 draft pick, and JBSmooovv, Woodward Sports MVP, in the TV booth. And shout out to some of our extended family as well, Summer and Willie B. I don't want to leave them out today.
Yeah,
but,
I saw Willie in the chat.
Yeah, Willie's in the chat.
Shout out to Willie B in the chat, man. Good dude.
Somewhere
man.
breaking
I love
something.
his passion. Like, Willie, you alive?
Right.
Yeah. Shout out to him, man. But the Lions, they continue a trend that has, honestly, the fan base and the supporters and even some national media split. So much so that I hear people say, man, the Lions haven't signed anybody. I'm just like, well, they did get DJ Reed. And even those people go, oh yeah. And I think largely it's because of the fact that we all believed that the Lions were going to target edge rush help in free agency. And not only did that not really happen, but they lost the edge rusher that we all thought was going to be here next year so far to this point in Zadarius Smith. I'm hoping, and there is still an opportunity for them to be able to bring him back. That's what I'm hoping happens, because I was looking forward to what Zadarius Smith could be with Aiden Hutchinson. But one thing we know for certain is this. They did have to rely on their depth pieces last year, and one of those was your guy, son Muhammad, being able to step up, playing above his role, playing way more opportunities than he probably thought he was ever going to play for the Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
And honestly, I thought he acquitted himself quite well from the edge position and at least try to apply pressures at a time where we had to manufacture as much pressure on the quarterback as possible, KG.
Yeah, and he's more of a specialist. He's somebody that you want to bring in on passing downs. Like I said, I like the speed on this guy. He has solid handwork as well going against some of these tackles. And he's a good, he's a good piece. He's not somebody that's going to come in and just blow you away, but at the same time, he is somebody very capable of setting the edge, going out there and making plays, and primarily on passing down. So I think this is a very, very good signing for the Lions, and just once again, keeping your own guys that you're familiar with in your house. I know a lot of fans don't necessarily get intrigued by that, but at the same time, the Lions have a system that works, and I think we need to realize that as fans. This is what we've always wanted from the Lions organization, to be competent, to be an organization that, guys get their second contract with, and that is what we're seeing right now. They have a system that works. They're bringing some of their own guys back because they know what they can do. They know what they're capable of, and more times than not, you can pull something out of these guys, even if it's just for a play or two or a drive or a series. So I'm with it.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, voice of reason, JBSmooovv, man. That's why I got to go to you in the TD booth right now. We're talking about the Detroit Lions. It seems to have been the summer of this team shoring things up. That's a word that we also heard from that dude Justin this morning. And when you talk about Brad Holmes and his vision to build for longevity, long-term success, we know that he's already gone and locked up some of his stars. We know that there's some more stars on the way, like a Hutch, hopefully, a Kirby Joseph as well, and others. You got Brian Branch in the future. But I do believe that deals like this, these smaller deals, you're not wrecking your long-term cap sheet and outlook. You're bringing these guys in for proven deals who showed you a little something last year, that they are your type of guys. They do have that DNA. And that's where I got to go to you in the TD booth as our voice of reason about, Rock Yassin as well as Muhammad being re-signed to the Detroit Lions.
I mean, once again, there's still depth pieces, but yet again, still two smart signings by Brad as well, too. You're not just throwing it out there, throwing a bag at one of these players or anything like that. And as KG said, Brad has a system. They like the guys that they brought in, and once again, you want to bring them back in to see if they can do, a prove-it deal as well, too, to see as what they've built out there on the field. They like the guys that they've brought in once before, and they know their skill set. So once again, all they're trying to do is improve on that just a little bit more. And honestly, it's perfect. It's a perfect way to continue on with this team for the longevity as everyone wants to see. I know it's not the biggest, the sexiest name out there, but still at the same time, Brad is playing smart. Just let him continue to cook, and eventually you will see the fruits of all this worrying that we've been doing.
Yeah, JB, totally agree. And people also need to realize the fact that these guys were, put in such big spots last year and got playing time. I think that only helps them going forward. You keeping them in the system, they get a whole year of camp with the team. And when you put them out there in these spots, they have more experience to be out there and be able to make plays because they've been in that spot before.
And just kind of looking at his stats, you look at the fact that he largely played in 6 regular season games. And we know it was towards the back half of it when that defensive line was effectively decimated. And you look at the fact that he had in those 6 games 3 sacks and 4 stuffs. That's what I'm saying. So in his opportunities, he definitely was somebody that stepped up. And that's where I want to see what the plan is for him moving forward, because we know Calvin Shepard, shout out to him as well in the sound booth, man of many talents.
Thank you.
He's going to have a vision. And we keep talking about the identity, the physicality of the types of players that it seems like they're identifying, whether it's somebody from the outside or some of the players that they have chose to resign versus the ones they've let walk. That's where I do look forward to seeing, are these going to be players that we're just hoping or they're depth pieces, or do they have some hope for a guy like Muhammad to be able to maybe step up and grab more opportunity?
I think they definitely have faith in Muhammad to do that. I think he showed that for sure, especially with the depleted defensive line he was playing with at the end of the season. He was one of our better defensive linemen at the end there, and he had a sack in the Minnesota game. He was making some big plays. He had a big play against the Commanders as well earlier in that game. So I mean, there's no
half
reason.
sack a game for him.
Yeah,
for Muhammad. I'm okay with that.
There's nothing to poo-poo there. That's a great season from a depth piece. You just signed him for nothing, 1-year deal, prove a deal, which you have on most of your defensive ends. But where it comes down to is, I think people are just getting impatient. I think that this is one of the deepest drafts in terms of all the defensive positions that we need to fill. And I think Brad Holmes knows that. He wants to put someone next to Hutch for the next 5 years with a rookie contract, because he's about to huck up a bunch more money to pay Hutch. I think that that's the best move. I mean, it would have been nice to bring in someone like Joey Bosa or someone of that caliber. But at the end of the day, Joey Bosa is known for not playing an entire season. Marcus Davenport is known for not playing an entire season. There are so many edges out there that have injury issues. And the best course of action is to re-sign Zadarius Smith on a cheaper deal and then go in the draft, bring in another edge in the first or second round that can be a positive next to Hutch, and you move forward with a defensive line where you have Aiden Hutchinson, DJ Reader, Aleem McNeil, and a rookie, and Zadarius Smith, Marcus Davenport and company backing him up.
Yeah.
That's a good enough defensive line to get you where you want to go.
Really good, especially when you think about the fact that to start the season, you're going to be waiting for an Aleem McNeil to heal up. To start the season, listen, we have high hopes and expectations for an Aiden Hutchinson, but wouldn't it be nice if those depth pieces can also step up and help his reintroduction to the game, not have to be, hey, Hutch, we need you at 150% right now. And that's where I look at these types of deals, and we went 15-2 with some of these guys that they're bringing back already. So it makes me very comfortable to know, like, our defensive line and our players can get healed up completely. They can get back into game action, because it's different practicing versus being in the game. You know what I mean? Is Hutch going to be in game action game 1 of the season?
And injuries is the key word, because this Lions defense was top 10 when, early in the season before they incurred 23 fucking injuries. And I how quickly we forget about that. But at the same time, I don't doubt Brad Holmes for having a belief that, okay, we're right there. We just need maybe an ancillary piece or two. But overall, like, what I built was sustainable. It can work. You just need these guys to stay healthy.
And people have a recency bias towards Brad Holmes and the way he drafts, because there wasn't necessarily that elite return, which you saw in the previous 2 drafts from Brad Holmes. You saw more of a developmental year of picking. Terrion made some strides, and his Rakestraw didn't play a lot. You didn't get a lot of production from anyone else. And you're looking at, coming off drafts of Brian Branch and Jameson Williams and Amon-Ra St. Brown, and the well is deep, okay?
Yeah. Very.
So 1 year of a developmental draft isn't going to define Brad Holmes. And if you go on his track record, he's going to do what's best for this team, what's right for this team, and he's going to pick someone that has an immediate impact. Regardless of how your opinion on Terrion Arnold, he made an impact last season.
Yes.
He was better than the latter of Cam Sutton out there, just straight up. And so now we're going to take another step in that evolution, and we're going to bring in some more players to fill in our holes on defense at the interior defensive line, at the edge, at linebacker if we feel like we need to do that as well.
Yeah.
I have so much faith in Brad Holmes, and he continues to show you the track record, the plan, what he's going to do with not signing a defensive end. He's obviously going to get one in the draft. Like, it's just, we just need to take a second as a Lions fan base, take a breath, and let Brad Holmes cook. You can critique him after the draft.
Yeah, and that's where on this show, especially, when we talked heavily about Hendrickson and even Myles Garrett and the things that we would want personally, it was similar to the Tobias Harris conversation when we're like, hey, let's get that co-star for Cade. But if you go this route, these are some vets that can absolutely come in here and help you out. And when I look at this situation this way, it's a lot of the same, man, similarly. But I'm looking forward to the Detroit Lions hitting the ground running because they've kept a lot of the formula the same.
Yeah.
I do know there's going to be maybe some hiccups because you have some new coordinators in there, probably new styles and new types of decision making that you're going to have. But I do believe that bringing back more of the guys that did perform, I think that ultimately is going to give this team an opportunity to stay as consistent as we saw them last year.
Yeah.
But no road losses, 15-2, swept the division. That's the type of team that we're actually talking about.
Yeah.
And so when you talk about some of the depth pieces that they're bringing in, and one of the things that we continue to talk about with some of these depth pieces that they've either re-signed or brought in from the outside is that what's their best ability? Their available, their availability. So I do see Brad Holmes doing things to put himself in a position to be able to go into this draft and cook up, because that's what we were saying. Look, do we believe that we can see him kind of go this way with a Trey Hendrickson or Garrett, and do we want them to because of the fact that it will totally push them over the top and give them the best, bookends pass rushers in history? Yeah, we would love to see that. But we continue to say you got to trust in Brad because I just believe he's going to go into this draft and cook up. Just part of me feels like there's a high possibility that he trades up again. This is something we've seen him do
It's where he makes
several
his money.
times.
It's his calling card.
Several times. And so if he has been doing things this way, and as well, the Rock Yassin one, I wonder if that means less of a chance that he does anything in the secondary in the draft, more of a chance that he builds up the trenches
Probably.
in the draft on both sides of the line.
Because we still got Rake, and we don't know what he's going to be. Yeah, so no, he's a big question mark, but I do expect him to get on the field this year and play. But once again, to your point, the Lions are a Super Bowl team because of how Brad Holmes has drafted, not because of players he has signed, because of the players he has drafted. A lot of our second and third year players are the reason the Lions are in the position they are in right now. We have to trust Brad Holmes, and once again, I can't stress this enough. We are still very early in this process. Even after the draft, you have post-June 1st cuts that are going to happen. You have stuff around training camp that will happen. We're going to get a edge rusher in one way or another. So we just got to be patient, and we got to wait for
And he's going to be added to a defensive line that's actually going to be better than the one that went 15-2 the majority of the season.
Exactly.
That's the thing. And now you have all across the defense now, the rooms are stocked full of dudes. All of them. This isn't like in the beginning where we're like, all right, when is he going to get to work on the secondary? All right, when is he going to get to work on the linebackers? We didn't know. Alex Anzalone, and then when he got Jack Campbell and Malcolm Rodriguez, that these guys were going to be freaking pit bulls.
Yeah.
But look how this thing is starting to develop. So it's not even just the stars that are making this thing go, but it's also the guys that he has been able to identify either off the free agency market or lower in the draft without all of the herald, without all of the headlines. Some of us were even enraged enough to walk away from I love you, Bray. I love you, dog.
Yeah, man.
But this is where it's like you just gotta let Brad cook, because I'm gonna keep saying it. This was a 15-2 team last year, like without their dogs, without some of their best players, and now they're getting these guys back. Dan Campbell is not dead. He's still alive.
Yeah.
Last I checked.
Yeah.
He is one of the master motivators and one of the best coaches in this league. And it's not just the speeches. This guy has, you look at his coaching tree, he's come through some of the best coaches, period. Just period. And that's where I feel sometimes like, yes, there's things that we can want as fans and as media and as observers and as this and that. But at the end of the day, I still have to believe that what Brad Holmes, what Dan Campbell have shown is that they know this far better than me at all.
Right.
And we've had these stare downs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The first trade deadline of consequence before they made the playoffs, and all of us were like, you got to get the pass rusher. And the most he did was Uncle Bruce, who played one of the most pivotal roles during that run.
Got us a win.
Brad stood up there
Got
like,
us a win.
I think we got enough. Everyone else was like, nah, bro, we only going to win one game at best. This team was that close to a Super Bowl. So that's where it's like, got to let Brad cook 15-2 with these, largely a lot of these same players.
And don't be scared of the schedule.
I'm not scared of the schedule.
I
we heard that last
It's such
year,
a
bro.
cop out.
We heard that last year.
Literally, we will have 8 wins at home. We will win every game we play at home. And at that point, you just have to steal a couple games from some good road teams. You're gonna win. You're gonna win some of those games. You're a good team. Like you're acting like Baltimore and Kansas City and all these teams are just levels above where we
the
are.
Lions are eye level with these.
We
teams
are the ish.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah, bro.
We are
like,
the ish.
We gotta have confidence in what the fuck we got, bro. Like Brad Holmes has built this thing to where it is sustainable. It is gonna last, and we are right there, bro. And like I said, as fans, I know y'all accuse us of being slapfest and you can't question. It's okay to have questions about Brad Holmes. Nobody is saying that. It's okay to have questions, but ultimately, where has Brad Holmes steered us wrong? He hasn't. And I respect the GM more for not putting us in, vicarious situations to where, okay, he's locking us into bad contracts or we can't advance, we can't get past a certain point because of some of the moves that he's made.
My man dropped vicarious.
Yeah, man. Listen, man.
It's the word of the
And
day.
shout out for people
The crew's
dropping.
cooking,
Burn
dog.
dropped a $5 super chat. I have a problem with Terrion. Didn't play well, crowd. Where's the game? TA was getting burned for 200 yards. Besides
my
penalties,
God.
what was the problem?
I'm sick of talking TA with people that don't get it.
He's got penalty issues. That's it.
And he
He
slowed those
didn't
down.
even have those.
He didn't
He
have
had them
penalty
for-
issues after week 10, week 11.
Did he have them after week 7?
Not
Like,
really.
I thought he stopped getting flagged. I feel like after the first 8, 7, or 8
Not
weeks of the
excessively.
season.
He had a few here and there, but it stopped being as excessive. Like the first 2 weeks he had 2 or 3 a game, and he started getting down to like 0.75 a game.
And you know what? The Lions are one of those teams that benefited the least from those types of situations the other way around, too. So it's like when I look at some of these other teams who benefited from those, just like this is what they are.
Yeah.
Our squad went out there, and it was like the Cade effect. He ain't going to get a whistle. With Terrion, it was the other way around. I didn't believe that all of those things, yes, he was a little handsy, but as you saw the season went on, things mellowed out for who he was as a cornerback.
Compare him and Cam Sutton's numbers, then come back and talk to me.
Like, Sutton toast.
Just flat out.
I'm seeing in the chat just
we're gonna have to have a
Terrion's
segment.
not you guys are making it sound like Terrion's
We're
a
gonna
Pro
have
Bowler.
a segment on it. Even if you can't be in studio that day, we will make sure you can be mixed in. I do, because we're gonna have to get back to that. Obviously, the player previews as we enter the next season.
Yes, sir.
I think a great place to start is with some of those rookies because, obviously Ennis Rakestraw, we're gonna have to wait a little bit longer. I want to see what the reports are coming out of camp from an Ennis Rakestraw compared to what they were last year. But with a TA, I do believe he's one of those lightning rods and one of those guys that we can go gather the comments from people around the league, because there were other coaches and other players who had a lot of good things to say about who Terrion Arnold was as a player, and be able to bring a real comprehensive breakdown of what he did this past season and where we believe he can go moving ahead, because the measurables are there, the technique is there, the ability to run the route with the receiver is there.
He's only
and
going to get
some
better.
of the things that he had early in the season that were mistakes and issues, he kind of cleaned those up as the season went. I don't know, man.
Over his last
without Hutch.
Over his last 3 games, according to Pro Football Focus, Arnold had allowed 8 catches on 15 targets. That's a 53.3% catch rate, and 41 of the 121 yards he has allowed came on 1 play in the last 3 games.
So then the
What do
yards
you
per
want from him?
catch. So everything was in front of him then.
Everything was
effectively.
in front of him. He had one time he got beat deep, but other than
Do
that,
people not remember what we used
121.
to have in the secondary?
Yeah, bro.
I am like
200-yard games for wide receivers the year before.
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking
We're,
about?
we're not trying to make him a Pro Bowler. We're just trying to tell you he is better
an improving rookie.
than Cam Sutton, and he's improving. You
Yes.
saw the growth last season. If you were watching,
Let's-
maybe
is a tough
you weren't watching. Maybe you weren't
I
watching.
want to do.
TA.
We got to do the segment. I want to hold that one. We got to get to what's trending. But yeah, the TA one is one. I didn't know it was that much of a lightning rod. I knew that there were some people, but I want to be able to break that one down. I see you over there, Justin.
Yeah.
Jay, who we got to say what up though? too, before we
Lunchbox, you
get
got
it?
the
What's
right
trending?
idea, bro.
Justin's over there shaking his head. We got to say what's up to Les Stanford, but first, shout out to Crayons for Breakfast for also sending in $5 as well too
Shout
through
out.
Super Chat. He said, unfathomable as a Lions fan until recently, but my biggest fear is that with this plan, we end up like the Steelers, perpetually losing in the playoffs. That sucks. But Les Stanford, Justin?
He's Les Stanford. He over there looking up
He doesn't care. He's like,
he
no,
over there
I'm
doing
done.
the research. He's getting ready for the segment already.
Justin tired of y'all.
All right.
We need a TA one next week. We got you.
If you need a go-to car dealership like Terry Arnold is the go-to cornerback for the Detroit Lions, then go to Les Stanford Buick GMC. They have great offers for everyone. Get a 2024 Envision for only $299 per month, or try out the 2025 Sierra Crew Cab Elevation for only $229 per month. Don't forget about the 2025 Hummer EV SUV for only $799 per month. Get to Les Stanford today and check out their massive inventory. Les Stanford Buick and GMC, LesStanford.com.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Detroit has the best sports fans in the world. That's why they deserve the best sports coverage in the world. We are the Woodward Sports Network.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Mark White, gonna get you right. Dreaming of a new home, but feeling the financial pinch? Mark White and Associates, your trusted real estate experts, are here to help. Mark White and his team will pay up to $5,000 of your closing costs. That's right, I said $5,000. Call Mark White and Associates at 248-290-8242 or visit them at markwhitesells.com. Again, call Mark White today at 248-290-8242 to come make your dreams come true.
Hey, what up, though, people? Welcome back to Wake Up Woodward. We appreciate you all for choosing to kick off that day with the WUW Crew. They've been smashing that like button. And if you haven't gotten the opportunity to, go on ahead and smash it. Let's run up those likes on a Friday show. Run it up. Go Blues in the building with a victory. They looking for one more dub this weekend to move on to next weekend. You got Michigan State on today versus Bryant. All of us believe that's going to be a blowout. JBSmooovv even predicted and guaranteed a dub today, man. Our resident Sparty on the show. And you know what? People been throwing in them super chats, JB.
Oh, damn. Yeah.
Let's read them, because I think we just went over our goal.
Yeah.
And pick your winner from the merch giveaways as well. For the people who sent them in, definitely make sure you pick your winner.
Yeah, shout out to everyone sending in super chats. We are over our merch goal as well too, so I'll pick someone. Shout out $5 Crayons for Breakfast. TA will be our CB version of Curve, better every year.
Yes, sir.
He also sent in another $2 as well too, saying still stoked, not scared though. Wu-Tang.
Hey, shout
Let's
out.
go.
Shout out. And then Dante 151 999.
Shout out.
All that TA hate is so freaking ridiculous. All the Lions are not. Also, the Lions are not the Steelers. The Lions have the potential to go all the way to the Super Bowl, unlike the Steelers, who can't hit on a quarterback. Damn.
They can't.
Dang. Ouch.
Goodness gracious. But JBSmooovv.
Shout out the real ones that understand the TA.
Hurry up, JB. Spark up. Spark up, heard the jars. That dude Justin needs this session right now.
I need a laugh, JB. Please.
Now it's time for the most electrifying segment on the internet. Bum, bum, bum. It's What's Trending with JB. Live on Wake Up Woodward.
Let's get ready to rumble with JB.
Let's rock.
What's up, chat family? What's up, fellas? Have I got some videos for you? But first off, let's be honest. Yesterday, March Madness started. No one was really doing any work. I'm gonna be real with you, especially these guys in class as well too. Everybody was locked in, locked in on whatever game that they were watching as well too. Especially this guy as well too, who now tomorrow, well, which is today, he has to seek HR. I wonder why.
Oh, that's criminal. That's
Whoa.
criminal.
What happened?
His boss caught him watching the game, and now he has to go to HR. I don't know why.
Damn,
like, come on, man.
Pornhub in the background.
Wait, what?
That's
what?
tough.
What's in the search bar?
Getting busy while watching March Madness is crazy work.
No, he probably just left it up from the night before.
Nah,
Listen, y'all,
nah.
just get rid of the porn after you're done, bro. I don't see why that's so hard. Get
Wait,
rid
wait.
of the evidence.
Hey,
dog.
you said what's in the search bar?
Yeah, I can't see it.
Go ahead and say it. Go.
Oh, that's crazy.
Employee dominates boss.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. He got a thing for somebody at his job.
Or she.
Or she.
That's factual. That's factual.
It's March, KG. It's Women's History Month.
No, that's a fact.
And the other one is how to do insider trading on Google. This guy is all messed up, dog.
He got range. I'll give him that. He got range.
And he put money on hunting dick. This is a bad night for him, man.
Seemed like he hunting some beaver, but you know what it is.
You trap beaver. You don't got to hunt it.
Oh,
She's in the building.
Oh my god, unbelievable.
Oh my
She
god.
good trapper, bro.
But like I said, no one was really doing work yesterday because the tournament started and everything. So, question for you guys too: this is another tough person in training. How many hanging plate swings can you guys do?
What?
Yeah, hanging plate swings.
Probably none, but go ahead.
Yeah. I'm intrigued, JB.
Well, let me show you. Hopefully, you can pull this off too.
Wait. Oh no. No. I would be on the next episode of TGT.
Yeah. I mean, she bad in every sense of the word. Physically.
What is this, ninja training? Like,
What is that, a
what are we
25?
doing?
That's a 45.
That's a 45?
It's a 45?
Yeah, that's a...
I'm sorry, I underestimated.
I'm intrigued by some other things she might be able to do. She's swinging like that.
She's got motion.
What is he training for?
The
That's
bedroom
the question.
Olympics.
I wonder.
The bedroom Olympics.
Come on, see it looked up right away.
They call her the white knuckler.
Right. Hey, sometimes the bed frames, they be kind of tall, man. You got to grab onto something, man.
Oh, it's
Chat
a 10
family,
power
help
weight.
me. What
It's
is
a
she
10 power
training
weight.
for, chat family? Goodness gracious, dog.
Hey, that's nice right there.
Mike G's in love, though.
I mean,
shout out
family.
Mike G.
Okay.
She's solid. She's sturdy, man.
So y'all want to hear what the chat is saying right now?
What's going on?
Goodness gracious. Gator, well, dang. Mike G, she
No, that's a
bae.
whole
Edward,
ass
she's
woman
a
right
keeper. Ray, so hot. Goodness gracious.
Her grip is crazy.
She
Anyway.
would, you guys think,
her hand grip is nuts.
do y'all think she would make Broder's harem?
As I said,
Oh,
have you guys
yes,
ever
no
squeeze
doubt.
something so tight your knuckles
I
turn
definitely
white?
feel
That's what
like-
it means by that's what a white knuckler is.
I feel like Broder's into muscle mommies. I
Oh,
don't know.
yeah. Broder would
I've
love
heard-
her.
Wait,
Broder
what?
would love
What did you
her.
say? Muscle mommies?
Muscle mommies, yeah.
I've never heard that before.
How else can you describe that? I mean,
She ain't as muscular as some other women, but yeah. Broner would be in love. I know JB would knock that down. He'd knock that down like a bowling pin.
I'm just saying,
Bowling pin.
Oh man.
Just saying there. Just
Chili
saying.
Day. Goodness gracious.
Oh God, what else? What happened?
What she's training for? He said the Sandwich Olympics.
Right. She training to collect life insurance.
Easy, guys.
No, women
Come
like
on,
her be
man.
having the most normal jobs ever. Like, why are you doing this? Like, oh my God.
She's got the hardest job in the world, KG. She's a mom.
Freddie Phelps said G.I. Joe Kung Fu grip.
The Kung Fu grip.
No, for real. Vice grips on that motherfucker.
Moving
like
on.
a wrench.
Moving on. Once again, I don't know how extreme you want to get because once again we had the boxing up in the air. So now, how about a skate park up in the air?
No.
Nah.
Yes.
Chase
will do this.
What you doing?
Chase will do this shit.
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
What you doing, Chase? Oh no!
Hold on, JB, run it back.
That's
crazy.
Look, this
Oh yeah, that's sick as hell.
Yeah, that's sick as hell.
No, that is sweet.
dangerous as hell. That's what it is.
I mean, like, I can't really. I'm not like good enough skater to really like ride a bull like that. But I mean, yeah, I've jumped out of an airplane. I'm not scared of heights like that.
Red Bull's ads. Oh yeah, we do really cool stuff.
Yeah,
but we sell a drink.
Right.
Red Bull gives you wings.
They sell enough
it's actually
Red Bull
really
to do
cool
this
though.
stuff to send people to space.
Their F1 team, they have gives you wings underneath their arms.
Yeah.
So like when they're on the podium and they're like lifting up the trophy,
That's
you
crazy.
see it says
that's
wings
cool.
crazy.
underneath their like when their arms are up. It's
That's
really
pretty
sick.
fire.
That is cool.
really sick marketing.
That's great marketing, actually.
That is really cool.
That's one thing they do well. Red Bull do
That
marketing.
is great.
Yeah,
marketing.
Red Bull has got crazy marketing.
Sheesh.
I mean,
Goes well
they're
with
doing
marketing
this,
clothes.
so
Pairs well with Jägermeister.
Well, that too. Yeah.
What'd you say?
Pairs well with Jägermeister.
All I know is if he go too hard on one of them ramps, it is raps.
Yeah.
It is over. OVA. Good night.
I mean, they got the parachute on.
he does have a parachute on.
Yeah, that's smart. Because if he go over, it's tough.
I've been doing it with no parachute.
It's a
It'd be
done day.
Crazy.
It's
That's
done.
that's
Parachute.
crazy.
I
bro.
can't do heights. Fuck
Dirty
that.
Dr. D said Chase is a master beaver trapper.
He might be. I done seen Chase around. No, Chase.
I'd love to. Beaver is a very lucrative business. Look at the historical fur trade
very lucrative
in
business.
our very
It
own
is a very
French
lucrative
settled city of Detroit. All right.
No, I didn't see Chase around here. He be trying to trap hella beaver around.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
What did you say about beaver fur?
Hey,
Chase out here, man.
He
Don't
said
let
beaver
the
like
lights
that.
fool y'all, bro.
He said beaver
put
fur
it
is
out there
very
like that.
lucrative.
Yeah, it is a very lucrative business. Have you seen OnlyFans?
Yeah, you guys ever? You guys like the flavor of artificial vanilla? It's something. It's like right next to a beaver's butthole. It's like
Whoa.
castor oil.
Oh,
castor oil.
he in the butt play too. All right, Chase. I see.
It's like castor oil. I'm telling you, somebody in the chat's gonna know what I'm talking about. It's a gland. Hey, I'm
Chase
just
like
saying.
the booty grease.
If you like artificial vanilla, I like real vanilla
Sorry
bean.
about Chase. This is
Chase,
the reason why
Chase, you
I
might
got
have went too
tears
far on
today.
that one.
Yeah.
Hey, this is a pretty commonly known thing. I'm surprised you guys never heard of this.
Chase,
Oh,
Chase
you're
like
wrong.
the booty grease.
Dog, continue,
Oh, no,
please.
yeah,
This is great.
Strictly all natural vanilla bean in my household.
That vanilla
Hey,
bean.
if you didn't know, now you know.
That vanilla bean, yo.
Holy shit. So white booty grease, got it.
Justin's over here trying to
Thank
rant,
you.
dog.
Iron Jack in the chat. Castor oil. Yeah, thank you.
All right.
And some other things too.
Holy
The
shit.
dog spoon Chase. What the hell?
Holy shit, bro. You see what happened with Sam down here? We just off the
Yeah,
rails.
we are off the
Sam
rails
Friday,
here.
like,
I
this
got
is
literal
debauchery.
tears in my eyes right now.
Hey,
so,
we got Sam who
that's
hunts
epic.
dick, and we got Chase who
It's
hunts
been a
beaver.
week,
So
dog.
And butthole grease.
JB, you got
You guys called me a beaver hunter. I told you how lucrative it could be, okay? All right? It's not just the fur, but the artificial flavoring that you come, all right? Welcome to the educational world.
Hey, it's cool. You like lubricated butts. We get it.
I'm getting pure.
We
Thank
get
you
it.
for
It's
that.
okay.
It's all just pure vanilla for me. I gotta get the one with the little vanilla spring.
You gotta
in
get the
bottle.
little specks. Yeah. All natural vanilla bean, man.
shit.
All natural vanilla bean.
About right now.
I don't want any beaver glands. JB,
I
Detroit Arrow. He has a Central Michigan logo. He says Beaver Gooch.
Beaver Gooch.
No, the chat has lost their mind.
I swear.
The chat has lost their mind. I just got this one video, and then we will end what's trending because this is went off the rails.
Man, he's still trying to explain.
This is went off the rails so much, but Kool-Aid, I gotta ask you: is this a moving screen? Just let me know.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Is that a moving screen?
That's absolutely a moving screen.
Let me see if it. Yeah, he wasn't set.
Yeah, the car was not set.
He wasn't
at
set.
all.
The ball handler should have waited just a few seconds to let the car set first. If the ball handler moves too soon, then it's an offensive foul, and that is caused by the ball handler just dribbling too soon.
And after I get fouled, I'm gonna rip the driver from the seat and beat his ass. Because what the hell is that about? Like, that's what we doing now?
Offensive foul.
Yep. And I'm gonna get teed up too. I'm getting ejected. Because I'm finna eject this motherfucker from the
Bro, they do anything for content today.
They will definitely do anything for content, but that's it for what's trending, you guys.
Man, Denver Bless said the definition of moving screen. And Mike G still said though that he would take the car over Darko.
I can't lie. I want to see. Has anybody seen that new special? Is it out yet? Do you know Darko got a special coming out detailing his time as a Piston?
Yo, his time after the Pistons, it was very interesting. But his documentary is talking about some of his time with the Pistons.
Yeah.
And that got really interesting. Like, my man thought, well, I had to be a bad boy, so I started drinking and smoking, like, before practice. Like, that's not the type of bad boys that they are, bro. Like, no one told you?
Right.
Like, that's pretty effed up.
No, it is, man. And then Larry Brown kind of sending him back in the game when he broke his hand and shit. It's an interesting story.
First day,
it is.
like, it's somebody, we're like, oh, yeah, this kid's coming out of college. First day here, drinking, smoking.
Right.
Like, I'm here to impress y'all. I'm like, bro, what the heck? On the show?
Right.
Like, come on, bro. Wait, that is what we do. Shout out to Wake Up WUW Sports, man. Hey, but it's been a show. JBSmooovv. Is there anybody else we got to say what up, though, to?
Just Feldman.
You want to say what up, though, to Feldman?
I will say what's up, though, to Feldman because they deserve it. Feldman Chevrolet of Novi, Detroit's #1 Chevrolet dealer and the Chevrolet dealer of the year for 6 consecutive years. That's right. 6 straight years. The deals of the month are you can get a 2025 Chevy Silverado 1500 Crew for just $199 a month. You can also get a 2025 Chevy Equinox for only $249 a month. Wow, those are some great deals. So go see George Hawes and his team at Feldman Chevrolet of Novi.
Hey, and we're going to wrap up soon here, but just those Detroit Pistons, they are favored by 8.5 points tonight. Your Detroit Pistons are a team that now gets favored to win games that they're supposed to win. Those handle your business games. It starts tonight against the Dallas Mavericks. They play at 8:30 on the road before they come back home. So this is one that I really want to see the Detroit Pistons go out and just make it easy on yourself and come back home with the opportunity to secure that you will finish with an above 500 record. So that first matchup is against the 33-37 Dallas Mavericks. The Detroit Pistons are 39-31. And just anything quickly on those Detroit Pistons who have a couple handle your business games this weekend because they also play the Pelicans, the 19-51 Pelicans at 3 p.m. on Sunday. That might be one of the ones that you take the family down to and get to see a good game.
Sir. Yes, sir.
And then the Spurs, the Wemby-less Spurs, because Wemby's out for the season and they have some other injuries they're dealing with as well, before they play the Cavaliers at home on Friday. So you got 3 games in a row where you expect the Detroit Pistons to go out there and handle business, KG.
Yeah, you got to go out there. The Mavs don't have anybody. That should be a dub. The Pelicans, we played them with Zion and C.J. McCollum on the court. We look pretty well against them. They are a weaker team. You need to take care of business there. And like you said, the Wemby-less Spurs. The Spurs have no direction. Greg Pop's health is in question. It's a lot going on in San Antonio. So these are 3 games that you absolutely have to have if you're the Pistons. You are viewed as one of the better teams in the Eastern Conference. So you got to act like it. And I expect them to go out there, keep playing Piston basketball, defense, running the floor, getting shots up when you can, and they should be fine. I'm looking forward to what Cade and the boys are going to bring us, man. But I expect 3 victories in all those games.
Wait, C.J. McCollum was on the court the last game?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't seem like it, right?
Yeah, he had, 3 points? I thought he got injured the first quarter.
Who was C.J. McCollum? No,
he was out there the whole game.
It was a situation where the Detroit Pistons, it seemed like they knew we are the better team. We're gonna suffocate you, BTA, and that's exactly what they did. And last year, the Pelicans were one of those teams that wasn't all that to me, but they still went out there and came into our house and ran roughshod over the Pistons. This year, it seems like they have a checklist of those teams that they should have really beat last year, that they've been handling their business against, and that's, I'm gonna continue to say it. You want to see them go out there and have check off every one of these games, 1, 2, 3, and give yourself a good opportunity to knock off those Cavaliers too. They owe them one. They've played the Cavaliers tough all season, like the legend Rod Beard talked about, and I do want to see them be able to have an opportunity to go and push that marker as it relates to the wins you can have on the season, because now we're talking about them being just a half game outside of 5, a game and a half outside of 4. That, to me, is something to play for. And hosting a playoff series in Detroit after nobody really expected really even the playoffs maybe play in, that would be one of the most magical turnarounds ever. And it's cool to see NBA world light up from Mark J. Spears. He called the Pistons the best story in the NBA this year, among other people out there, Bobby Marks of ESPN. And you get so many of these, the NBA account, bigging up Cade Cunningham, and for him to go and the Pistons to go and actually prove we are a team that you can count on. We're a team that you can say you can put on prime time, and we're going to give you a good game. Our star is going to show out, and more times than not, we are winning, even when you guys don't think that we are going to. So I'm looking forward to the Pistons going out there and showing us the type of team they are, and showing that they have that playoff mentality where they're not going to punch down. They're going to only punch up and try to play ahead based off of their strengths. That's what JB Bickerstaff has done for them so well this season. What does that do, Justin? Because I know you've been tapped in with Pistons, man.
They've been nothing short of impressive. Cade continues to just be that dog. I mean, the fact that he had 25 plus on no turnovers and no free throws was utterly insane. And it really shows what good coaching and what good depth can really do to a team. And that's what the opposite of what the Red Wings did this offseason. And you're seeing what the difference is in their season outcomes right now, I feel like.
Yeah, and you know what, JBSmooovv, Kavasi Chase, just before we wrap up, man, and everybody else, what's your prediction? Are you guys, is it 3-0?
I said 3-0.
It's 3-0.
3-0? JBSmooovv?
They're slapping it.
3-0.
It is a sweep.
3-0 for them. Handle your business games. They got the Wimbledon Spurs, they have the Pelicans, and they kick things off tonight with the Mavs.
Oh, yeah. Those guys suck.
Tobias Harris legacy game loading.
That's this 3-game stretch right here, man.
How close are we to 42 wins? We got what Jersey watch for Tobias, right?
If they win those 3 games in a row, which are games that they're going to be favored in each and every one of them, they get to 42 wins.
Does that mean we're going to see somebody in a Tobias jersey next week, maybe?
If somebody wants to pay for it, sure. Absolutely.
Oh, man. You know what? It's been a show.
Can I get my ish off real quick?
Get your shit off.
Because I promised IT Hips that I would talk about the Wings for a second.
That's right. That is right. That is right.
Woodward Wings on the way.
Yep. Woodward Wings tap in 10 a.m. tomorrow.
So he's cutting it to his own time. That's
yeah,
not on
he
me.
is.
Okay,
he
cool.
is. 10 hard deadline, though.
Cages are worried.
It's important to know that the Rings are dealing with injuries right now. Gustafsson will probably not be playing against Vegas. Soderblom will probably not be playing against Vegas. They just pulled up Watson and Rafferty in the last 30 minutes to go on the trip with them over to Vegas. It does not bode well for the Wings that are already struggling with their depth. And you saw it in their last game against the Capitals. They lost all their gas in the third period, letting up 3 goals. Three very easily stopped goals as well. But with the way that this season's going, we're trending in the wrong direction very quickly. And they have to find a way to win some of these games. You got 14 games left. It's going to take at least 7 wins. You're going to have to win 50% of your games to stay in this playoff race. If you win 8, you give yourself a real good chance at making the playoffs. But if you get 7, you're going to be in the race. So you got to win half these games. You got tough teams, but you're going to have to find a way. You're going to need DeBrincat. You're going to need Larkin. You're going to need Raymond. You're going to need Sider. You're going to need Evanson. All the best players in the team are going to have to step up and play with the best players on the team, or you're not going to win. It's going to be a carry. It's going to have to be a carry by the top end of this team.
Hey, that's right, man. And you guys stay tapped in. I know we got Some new releases by Woodward Ringside and Woodward Wings happening this weekend. Today, I believe, for Woodward Ringside.
Yep.
And tomorrow for Woodward Wings. And everybody on the channel gets an opportunity to see that. And also, make sure you guys start tapping in. Search Woodward Hockey, Woodward Basketball, Woodward Baseball.
And don't forget about the NASCAR Monster Jam show. Chase, you want to talk a little about that?
Oh, yeah. Tap into Fast and Loose with JBSmooovv and Chase Elliott. He's fast, I'm loose. And, we break down Monster Jam and NASCAR and the cool cars and cool trucks. And,
They were showing me that Jordan car the other day, and I was in love. NASCAR's got a 45 Jordan car. Oh, it's absolutely sexy.
Oh, yeah.
You guys have heard me nerd out a little bit about NASCAR a couple times. My
he
dad
even sent me a
it.
monster truck picture during the show. I felt honored, bro.
Yeah, actually, I went to JB earlier too, just like working on some stuff for me and him. But tap in. Met a cool dude, Vincent, the other day. Who gave me a die-cast car on Facebook Marketplace the other day. So shout out to you, Vincent, if you're tapped in.
Shout out.
He checked out the network, tapping into Fast and Loose with JB and I. So
Fast and Loose.
Yeah, he's fast, I'm loose, baby.
Yep. Trapping Beaver.
Trapping Beaver as well too. It's just a fun little show me and Chase are doing. We're trying to get into the sports more of monster truck racing, NASCAR as well too. Learn a little bit more as well, and hopefully get a chance to interview and meet some of these drivers and just to be out there on the court, on the track.
JB, I don't want to know. So if you playing me, please don't let it show, man. Because my heart can't take it anymore.
If you're new to like Monster Jam or NASCAR or never really checked it out, or maybe you did back in the day and you want to check it out again, we're not getting too into the weeds. We're not talking about like car parts and stuff like that. We're just kind of breaking down where people finish. Hey, this car looked really cool over the weekend.
Just the culture and the hype of it, all the passion.
We're having fun. We're just more or less just like laughing, having a good time. JB, he's he's secretly like a gem. We're hopefully trying to put a little more sparkle on that diamond of his.
Oh no, JB is
who won the merch.
JB is we're gonna get there. JB is the absolute man, and
he's mine. No, I'm talking shit.
I appreciate that, fellas.
That's why I love this crew. I love Woodward Sports. I love the chat family and how they have helped us be able to take advantage of this platform. And now we have an opportunity that is different. This is the most different era of Woodward Sports, and it's an opportunity for our personalities to step more into their passions. And what I love is that we're able to bring you guys along for it all, whether it's Vegas, which is to come, whether it's the Monster Jams, which they were at, All-Star Break, us having the watch parties and such. We just want to make sure that we can give you guys the best coverage. Johnny Bull, we'll try and be as informed as we can be. We try our best.
Right.
We hope you have a great day, for real, man. And ultimately, just to be able to have some fun and give you guys an opportunity to go home with some type of merch, some laughs, and honestly, hopefully we can be that much more family. I'm grateful for the fact that Kavasi Chase is in this building right now after supporting us for a long time in this chat family. I'm grateful for that type of stuff, and I'm glad that these types of bonds are able to be forged. Obviously, JB and I have been here for a while, Flannel as well. But when I look at that dude, Justin, Kavasi Chase, and KG, I'm grateful for everything that we've been able to form in such a short time, and we got a whole lot more to do. That's why we ain't gonna sleep on people who have an opportunity to improve.
Yes, sir.
Definitely not. But let's break this thing down. You get the chest pass.
I do get the chest pass today.
Hold on, am I being told that the Tigers are actually on TV today? Is that true?
Wait, what?
Ooh.
The Tigers actually being televised? Because none of the spring training games have really been televised like that. So,
wow.
If that's the case.
Randall Smalls, we got you, brother. We're going through everything right now, and I saw Jonathan Lord earlier. We got you guys covered. And JB, you want to pick that winner before we break it down?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Once again, shout out to everyone sending in super chats. Gotta mention these before we get out of here and before I pick a winner as well, too. Burn $5. This is back when was trending video. He said, nah, that's a 5-10 pound. We all call that a hanging joint destroyer. She's training for Instagram. and Dante151 sending in $4.99 as well, too. The luckiest wrestler in the world is Buddy Murphy because he's married to Rhea Ripley, a.k.a. Mommy. Yeah. KG and JB knows I ain't lying at all. Come on now.
No, Rhea's nice.
That's factual.
Rhea is nice.
Dog, these super chats went off today. The likes went off as well. If you didn't get an opportunity to smash that like button, go on ahead and smash it. And who is your winner?
I'm not too sure if he's still in the chat, but Tyler Roy, my guy, if you're still in the chat, hit up Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid at woodwardsports.com. And what we'll do, if he's not in the chat, if I don't get an email by the next show, mark that down and we will announce it at the beginning of the next show. If I don't get something there after a few days, then we'll definitely go to somebody else. I'll probably do crayons for breakfast.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Crayons for breakfast too.
All right, but Tyler Roy,
Yep,
you
Tyler
are
Roy.
the winner. Let's break this thing down. Shout out to our brother, and thank you, chat family. That does not go. I'm telling you, we got 11 super chats today. The likes were way up for a Friday show, especially. Thank you guys for the support. Shout out to that dude Justin as well, filling in on the desk for Flannel Sam, the vet of the squad, the vet of the network, our Red Wings correspondent, the other half of Woodward Wings, and just all sports knower, man. Get that rest, brother, and we can't wait to have you back. But that dude Justin, great job up here on the desk today, man.
Thank you. I appreciate every opportunity. Shout out KG. I know he was late, and so that gave me the opportunity to be up here.
I would have gave it to you anyway, big dog.
Yeah. See,
time for you to
that's
shine.
why it's my big
See,
bro.
that's
It's
love
time
right
for you
there,
to shine,
man.
KG. That's my dog. And I mean everyone in this room. There's not enough I can say about everyone in this room. So
Bro,
I
you know we
appreciate you
appreciate
guys. I appreciate chat. I was having some conversations in there about how much I appreciate them and how much love I have for them. So shout out to you guys. Shout out to everyone in this room. You guys
Just
are my
the next
brothers,
up.
and I love you all.
Man, bro, you already know we appreciate and love you too, man. I'm so glad you got to have this opportunity on the desk and in studio a couple times this week, man. And can't wait to have you back, brother.
Yeah,
Shout out
I'm
to
excited.
that dude, Justin. Shout out to our brother Matthew Broder as well. We got Cavassier Chase in the building. What up, though?
Hey, what up? Hope you guys have a good one. Shout out to Spenny. Just
Wrap
walking
it
in
up,
the room.
B.
Yeah.
Wrap that shit up.
Hope you guys have a good one. Stay tapped in the rest of the day. Have a good weekend. Hopefully we get that warm weather on the way. So shout out my dad, shout out my mom, shout out everybody at Eaton Manufacturing, Seymour Ford, Jackson, Michigan in general. Hope you guys have a good one, man.
Hey, I see you, the dog spun. You killed it again. Love y'all and love y'all, chat family. Thank you for the support. We got this elite booth here. In the sound booth, we got Detroit's #1 draft pick, KG. What up, though, brother?
Hey, wrap that shit up, B. But nah, shout out to my team, man. Absolutely love y'all. Justin, I'm so glad you was here this weekend, man. It was good to have you. And yeah, let's keep it rolling, man. Everybody out there have a good weekend. Go Pistons, go Tigers, go Wings, go everybody, man. Go Blue.
They were asking about Tiger stuff. We do have Tiger stuff on the way. I see Spinny back there. Shout out to Nick, also of the heavyweights. He's gonna be taking a lead role as like one of our lead correspondents for Tigers.
Nice.
As well as KG. They've been cooking up some stuff that's been hitting our socials. So if you want some previews on some of these players, and I know you guys are gonna.
It's more on the way. We got a Scuba one dropping maybe today.
Scuba,
so
and you guys have already done Riley Green and Torque. Huh?
Yeah.
Yep. So they've been cooking up, man. Shout out to the boys. Shout out to everybody stepping up. I know we got Spinny stepping up into something soon too. Can't wait. But we got Woodward Sports MVP in the TD booth, JBSmooovv. What up, though, brother?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Have a safe weekend this weekend. Another amazing show. Shout out to everyone for tapping in as well too. Go Wings, go Pistons, go Tigers. NASCAR, we're down in South Beach, Homestead. Denny Hamlin's debuting that progressive car as well too. It looks sweet. It looks very crispy. So hopefully he can get back up there in the top 3 again. We'll see. But shout out to everyone. Have a good weekend. We'll see you next week.
Hey, and it's your boy Brandon Day, aka Detroit Kool-Aid, your credential Pistons reporter and writer for the network. We see you in the chat top of the Gable. Thank you guys, everybody out there, for all of the help. And like I said, guys, stay tapped in with the rest of Woodward Sports, Big D Energy, Ermanni Edwards, Woodward Heavyweights, man. It's been a great show. It's been Wake Up Woodwards. Stay blessed.
We gotta touch on that spot from last night. I don't even know how Mox does that shit. And we all know how a lot of John Moxley matches go. It's gonna be a lot of blood. It's gonna be a lot of just violence.
Sick fuck, Mox. You a sick fuck, man.
Man, it was a street fight. That was kind of expected. But what was unexpected, Cope ends up getting it back. And he hits him once in the stomach. And then the kill shot was the one across the back, in which the weapon got stuck in his fucking back.
I don't even know how you come up with this as a weapon. I just want to know whose idea was it for this spot. I believe it's Moxley, but like, if Cope was like, "Hey, we should try this."
I mean, Cope is of the extreme variety as well. So
take it back to that flaming table.
Yeah,
at WrestleMania, Mick Foley.
Edge is known to do extreme spots. Should he be doing this many at this
At
stage
this
in his
age?
career?
No,
probably not.